Alrighty, my gamers. Week 2 of the brand new Season 4 patch. And we're barely even scratching the surface here on Bounty Hunters so far. After the previous week's Mass Dizzy showcase, there's honestly so much more new stuff to show around. And we're gonna attempt to do just that for the upcoming couple of weeks. Anyway, so drawing close to 5 p.m. CET, which means it is hustle time. If it's your first time with us, we are Bounty Hunters, a weekly show match event open to players of all skill levels. We're based in Europe, but technically open to international gamers hopping on too, if we can find suitable matches for you. Tonight, once again, the name of the game is Guilty Gear Strive in the first to 7 wins format. I'm your usual host, QK, with you for the next around 3 hours, yeah. It's usually the length of the show that we got. But yeah, let's check what's in store for tonight. So the themes we're gonna be rocking tonight, first off, we have plenty of country mirrors here, and we're fairly front-loaded with the so-called bangers, if you will. That's right, the 2 of our highest skill level matches will be played in the first and the second slot, so that we can release these gamers to either play on different tournaments or to run their own tournaments. Which is probably I think this is the case with Dek here. In the first slot, speaking of Dek, we got the German dual, whatchamacallit. I guess you can call it like a country mirror of sorts, as StylePoints, making their Bounty Hunters debut today, is going to be facing none other than one of our most beloved European TOs, Deknud. Ready to put on a show on the new character Dizzy for another week in a row here. In fact, I think Dek has been on for 3 weeks in a row now, because of the random select match as well before Dizzy was released. But either way, had a really exciting match versus Citizen last week, and this time the pace is gonna be completely different. This is gonna be against Ino instead of Leo. On the second matchup slot, we got the other massive banger of the evening. It's gonna be an Italian standoff between Guessing and Revill. Some of the hottest that Italy has to offer as far as Strive is considered. This is a pair who has faced each other numerous times in competitive field. I was in fact watching the previous Spaghetti Showdown event, which is it a ladder or a tournament? I kind of forgot. But in the end of that event, Guessing and Revill did face each other in the end. When was that? That was like 5 days ago. So yeah, these fellas play a lot, and in that sense, it's probably hard to find a more in-depth God Lewis versus Sin matchup than this one here, ladies and gentlemen. Not only are these 2 players extremely good at their characters, but they play each other quite a bit as well, and that sort of generates a lot of interesting interactions. One German mirror, one Italian mirror, and then we actually got a Finnish mirror as well in the 5th slot tonight. Perhaps even a vampire mirror when Spades Slayer and Hoplan Nago collide. Both of these fellas are some of our brightest burning personalities in the Finnish FGC. In terms of like how much the characters have changed, Slayer didn't really get too many super relevant changes, but Nago sure as hell did. And I think Hoplan has been riding all sorts of waves recently, for the past week and then some. The fact of the matter is that the character plays a bit different now and has to rely on different things than in the past. You've got the footsies part of your kit enhanced but at the same time, the mix-up part of your kit is toned down. And the contrast can be felt, or maybe cannot be felt, as you can't any longer cancel those H buttons into specials, which is one of the biggest sort of, whatchamacallit, the like grievances that I think a lot of the Nago players have with the new version of the character, because it is quite different, especially the pace of how you play the character. And speaking of Nago, Hoplan ain't the only one putting on the new Knightless on display tonight. Hikari will also take a stab at the Samurai on slot number 3, facing against LagBoy Biken. This might be the matchup that has together combined the most changes of any matchup this evening, or well, yeah, I guess you could say that, because like Biken was changed quite a bit. Her conversions got better. She technically got a new move in the form of that red parry. Her specials function a bit different. Yeah, okay, I'd say these two are you know, have a lot of stuff changed for sure. Although they are standing next to the pair of Gold Lewis and Sin, the two characters who got like super major changes as well in season 4. We're also blessed with another Dizzy matchup in the slot number 4, as Jalis takes Dizzy for a spin this time. Already wanted to play last week, but you know, we can fit only so many Dizzies in at once. But make no mistake, Jalis is usually one of the like players of the upper echelon when a new character comes along. I think Jalis intuitively understands what tools are strong and what tools you should learn immediately early on to the lifespan of the character. Although I reckon that Dizzy is a very different kind of character for Jalis. We often see Jalis picking up like powerhouse type of characters like Nago, Abba, Siegfried in Grand Blue, you know the type. So really curious how Jalis ends up piloting Dizzy, who's a bit more zoning and set play oriented. And hopefully we'll get to finally see the new robe utilized as well from Chip, as Emu will be the opponent for Jalis tonight. Long-time Chip main, but with a change that seems to go a long way at the same time, since the tightrope really allows all sorts of interesting different things for Chip to do, from Oki to combos to, you know, maybe even neutral. I still haven't watched too many, you know, high-level Chip gamers go at it. And then I suppose the two last matchup slots contain characters that were fundamentally not changed all that much, except Sin, of course. All new combo paths, all new stamina system for our hungry boy. First of the two is gonna be Azor Sin, one of France's massive Sin population, going up against FABZ, or is it FABZ? FABZ, maybe? Who initially, I initially thought that we already had FABZ on board once, but I think the matches have always been postponed, so this would actually for realsies be the first time we get to see FABZ in action on that Jacko on Bounty Hunters. And then of course the last but not least, let me, since we're kind of close to the start time, let me do some quick TOing here. I think Deck is already in the lobby. Well, let's also call StylePoints in. And let's see, where did I put the ID? Here. Alright, that's taken care of. Where was I? I think I was gonna yap about the last matchup slot. Yeah, Radune Leo. You already know what's up, and Radune's probably here to grill for sure. It's, I want to say, a matchup that Radune hasn't played too much on Bounty Hunters so far. I remember one versus Radune versus Wammel Bridget last year, but other than that, this should be a decently new ride. The opponent is gonna be Leif, and yeah, since we got our first pair, I believe, ready to go, we can gap more about that matchup later. And now circle back to the big things that are about to happen here. We're gonna kick it off with Deknud. Dizzy, for all I know, might be one of the strongest Dizzy players in Europe. I don't know. I haven't really seen too many. Maybe I should follow the. Yeah, I really didn't follow the tournament scene on EU front too closely last week, since I was basically hung up on lab for like 24/7 straight up, like 7 days in a row. I was labbing stuff for my own character. But yeah, Ino though. So the changes that Ino got, as far as I've understood, change her combo paths quite a bit. Then you can also change, like, I mean, if we take a look at the patch notes, the biggest change is obviously the forward steering that you can now do on Chemical Love, which will make you drift forward a little, which allows, you know, all sorts of combo utility, get better routes. But also, as far as I've understood, what I've gathered from Ino players is that you can create some new creative block strings with that forward steering HCL as well. It is a little finicky though, so if you let me flip the names, by the way. If you try to do like HCL on a crouching target, it's gonna whiff and it's gonna be a really bad time for you. Right here into trades, gets the frame trap into Michael Sword. I think it was a S Michael Sword though, so won't be able to pick it up after. Now keep an eye on this button 2D, or keep an eye on this 5 heavy as well. Now that I think about it, Deck was like sort of showcasing the power of that Dizzy 5 heavy. 12 frame startup, massive disjoint, and some ridiculous amount of active frames. It's like 666. Diving through the fishes. There is quite a lot of, ooh, hello! Reversal into, we're gonna get the setup here, or are we? Mistimes it slightly, but now with the Wild Assault, should get the wall break. Ooh, drops it too! Ah, but that was a big, massive roller coaster ride. They had a really strong start, then momentum switch at the very end. But, you know, StylePoints was still able to get the round in the end. And now, to the stuff that Ino does the most, or rather is the most favorable at, mixing the opponent up in the corner, spends the 100 into a big, big damage nuke. Ain't gonna kill though, interesting. This is on Dizzy, after all, who is like a relatively soft kind of target. But either way, after the couple of first seconds, or actually is StylePoints point, there we go. I changed my hotkeys, so it's maneuvering my scoreboard is probably gonna look a little terrible today. Either way, getting the surprise spike. The more I've played Dizzy myself, I've been thinking that a lot of her other zoning tools are just kind of like component of distraction that allows you to just gives you like an opportunity to get the ice spike in, because if you get that one, you are usually in, and or you can apply the ice floor, which is a little hard for, you know, your opponent to deal with, especially if they, you know, if they're a close range character, because like you just can't dash normally on the ice. I do wonder how much it affects Ino though, because Ino has a completely different kind of a dash, the float dash, which does not advance on the ground. There, big 2D into Michael's sword and the freeze, and then of course get to pop the floor. Ooh, 6 heavy was able to snap the fish out of the way. Ooh, float dash over that 2D. That's actually pretty powerful, because you know that Dizzy has that half screen reach, 2D drift forward. Ooh, into plus frames, guard crush. Yeah, it doesn't look like the ice floor is preventing StylePoints from advancing too much now, does it? So maybe it's like a math problem, isn't it? How the game calculates your momentum upon leaving the ground. So if you just instantly leave the ground with Ino's forward dash, then I imagine like all the friction is not going to be calculated at all. All right, into. Lots of guard crush frames. We'll be able to get the setup. However, sets it up perfectly. Most of the Ino setups can be safe jumps, and you know most of Ino's setups can call out all sorts of stuff very easily if you know what you're doing. Speaking of knowing what you're doing, to the other side, sweep into. We'll be able to pop the ice floor, even though like it's a very interesting kind of feature that you don't have to be Dizzy to be able to utilize it. You can also pop it as the opponent's character, which is, for the most part, I think usually not gonna happen, because while the ice floor is active, Dizzy herself is not sort of affected by the negative effects of that ice floor. So she gets to perfectly pick like where she wants to be on the screen, while the opponent struggles. Speaking of struggling here, struggling against the 2D. It's gonna be a pop, set up 2 fishes. No jumping out here, at least safely. Ooh, and again, it's the 2D. Yo, the momentum sling here. Into. This is all that you need as Ino. 1 knockdown. Was able to build the meter back just in time as well. This is perfect. Deck has a lot of meter. What, that was no input? No way. I think that must have been a misinput on a super, right? 100 meter, you're so low health, and a mix-up character is coming at you. That's almost like a recipe for, all right, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna super and then I'm gonna RC it if it doesn't work out. And the Michael sword does seem to, you know, hit high enough so that, you know, can't just freely dash in on you either. There we go, good timing, and that RC to follow it up. Deck is warming up here. Able to set up the fish. I like that. That's a slightly different kind of setup there, utilizing the ice field pop. That allows you to put yourself in a slightly different position for a mix-up. Walks overhead to the second one. That's the tricky part of Ino's kit. After blocking the initial mix-up, when Ino gets to land, then you're basically guessing versus, is Ino gonna frame trap you, or is she gonna try to reset you again into another float dash? So it's very reasonable. Oh, nice whip punish there. I think, or actually, I don't think that was a whip punish, but that was just a check afterwards after the whip. Big counter hit again from the 2D. But now, the momentum shift could shift very fast. Reversal super catches StylePoints. We got reversal ready for StylePoints as well. However, Deck not willing to interact with any of that. We are Dizzy after all. We got some zoning game. And when you gotta shave off the last pixel from your opponent, yeah, it's probably better to just back off and take it easy. They're putting on the showcase for the first time the Jump D is another very interesting tool that I think is not talked about too much when we sort of discuss Dizzy's kit. It's like a short-lived projectile that prevents very effectively the opponent trying to instant air dash in at you. Especially combined with Ice Field, that Jump D is very potent. Nice jump out, gets a punish. However, Dizzy, I think that's a Dizzy curse. It's really hard for Dizzy to link from an air normal into grounded button, because like her jumping normals just don't hit very deep at all, so she has difficulties getting any realistic frame advantage out of it, unless you get a counter hit like this from a jump heavy, which is a massive ground bounce. I like that. StylePoints was ready to challenge there. The chestnut or the fire spike generates a lot of, you know, plus frames for Dizzy, but if you're not point blank, it's actually possible for your opponent to mash when you're trying to rev up that move. Summons the double fish. Reversal is that's gonna find its mark. And now, perhaps from one mix-up, Deflect Shield puts, or rather keeps StylePoints far enough away. 6P, it's so stubby, it's so stubby. The Dizzy 6P is too small. Deck tried to slide in and smack him, was able to go under, but the reach just wasn't quite there. I mean, that's fair for the kind of character that Dizzy is. You know, it's a decent 6p for taking care of threats that are coming at you, but not necessarily when you're trying to engage a threat on the other side of the screen, I suppose. I got a couple hiccup-looking stuff here. Hopefully this isn't gonna persist too long. Oh, that was very close to killing. Now take the mix up. Oh, goes for an air backdash shimmy there. But there does seem to be a little bit of like, whatchamacallit, not lag, but like some sort of jittering there in the... I think the players felt it as well, because Dek was asking like what is going on. Alright, looking good now perhaps. Get the gold burst, positive bonus. So it's gonna be half of your burst and decent amount of your tension coming back at you in that short amount of time that you have that positive bonus. However, aggressive trajectory here from StylePoints. Oh, that Imperial Ray reaches really, really far, but it is on the, I think on the, is it on the slower side of reversal supers? I think so. Right, drifting forward, sees the backdashable, or rather backdashing target. Gets the punish, not the combo though. And now even though Dek is at a life disadvantage, we have the meter advantage. YRC will be where it's gonna be spent on. Switch sides. Oh, again, this feels bad. This feels bad. Is the connection just not good? I do implore the players to maybe take a short break after and try to figure out maybe if there's stuff other than just routing issues here. Keeping an eye on what the players decide to do here. It's true. It was kind of okay the couple of the first games. I think the players have agreed to reset out of this one and try to see what's what. This is super 12 frames, then that's not too slow, honestly. I mean, the 9 frames is the fastest type of reversal that you usually have in Strive. The 9 frame DPs, and then some really, really great reversal supers such as Mortobato. So 9 frames versus 12 frames, not too big of a difference. And I think the players have agreed to restart their games to see if that might help. And then we restart from the 1-4 position that we were at. But yeah, so far what we've seen is like StylePoints has been going on a very aggressive trajectory. I think it's because like Ino's dash forward doesn't seem to be affected by the ice floor quite as much as some other characters do. And to begin with, like Ino is not the kind of character who keeps dashing around and switching her positions too much at neutral either. Her neutral power comes from the range of her commitative normals, or sorry, special moves, such as the Chemical Love, reaches very far, reaches very fast. Stroke the Big Tree. I think Stroke the Big Tree might actually be affected by the ice field. But then you get the Note as well, which you can kind of use full screen. It doesn't, you know, even consider your momentum and stuff like that. And then if you can just take off the ground with your normal dash and just not care about the ice physics, that's kind of neat. That is, of course, not to say that Dizzy doesn't have tools to fight against that. We've seen the Michael swords tag StylePoints out of the forward dash quite a few times already. And then when you go airborne, that prompts the P-fish to trigger as well against your movement. There's a lot of different moving pieces to the puzzle for sure. But so far, it has been working out for StylePoints, who has been able to secure the knockdowns, and off those knockdowns, you know, just blender it up really fast. We had a couple of those sequences where Dek did get a 2D knockdown and then set up the basic fish blender, but it's probably not as ambiguous and as powerful as the same equivalent blender from our guitar witch. I mean, Ino is not known for her like super high damage of her mix-ups either in this version of the game, or rather in Guilty Gear Strive overall. God bless, Exert, you know, was quite the menace. But I think you generally get slightly better rewards from the set play. Well, it's hard to say, because like there are different types of set plays for Dizzy, whereas it's like relatively straightforward for Ino. She's gonna float dash at you, go for a high-low, you guess for a high-low once, and then you're gonna guess for pressure reset versus frame trap, right? That's kind of how Ino flows. Very, very simple. But then depending on the situation and what you set up as Dizzy, it might not be so simple. There might be stuff like, you know, Wings of Light even coming into the equation. Dizzy has, you know, if you burn resources, such as like the Blue Wild Assault, you can stall quite a bit. You have, you know, pressure strings such as like... What was the super common that I've seen Gobo use? Or was it Baru?
Mankind knew that they cannot change society.
So it was like 6 heavy into Blue Wild Assault, fully charged 6 heavy into 2k Chestnut, and then your plus, and then you go again. It's like there are a lot of like interesting kinds of ways for Dizzy to, you know, pull off really, really long block strings and then have, I guess, not even mix-ups in between. She's just like, outside of her like set play Oki, she's pretty good with pressure if you keep burning resources, good at stalling, which makes sense in contrast to how wings work. But generally you're gonna need some sort of a knockdown to set up the like very hard to block mix-up stuff, such as like Ice Floor or 2D. Alright, but let's resume. Hopefully everything's okay for now. Waiting for the burst there, which didn't initially come. Michael Sword S version whiffs, tried to go for another something. But the dive, oh no, it does look like there's still some issues here in terms of the connection. I'm gonna head into the next wall break as well. Ooh, the reversal super against the impending stroke to victory. It's definitely one of the spots where you can sort of reactively reversal as a DP character, or if you have your 50 tension ready to go for a reversal super. I was able to actually challenge there. Usually, like, no matter what dive collides with you on block, shouldn't be able to produce too many advantageous frames for Ino. Ooh, it's a big too heavy counter hit though. And we're gonna cash out spending the Red Wild Assault as well. Dropping before the wall break. I'm actually surprised. I wonder if that's a combo drop or a specific optimization from StylePoints there. Because we saw the same drop at the same point previously as well. I'm pretty sure that Ino can always get a wall break out of the Red Wild Assault if they so desire. It does appear that there were a couple of hiccups, but we're this far as well, so Deck is like, let's just play it out for now. Like swing, big swing, with missing a swing with the too heavy. And StylePoints immediately ready to whip punish it through the wall. These opportunities that StylePoint has gotten have been utilized really, really well. It's exactly the kind of playstyle, exactly the kind of pace that you want to have as a heavy set play character. Ooh, counter with a heavy Michael sword, leading into the ice spike and the pop. Cashes out for as much damage as possible. Here's a reversal super from Ino though, and that should be enough on that pixie little life bar. The chemical love reaches very high up in the air. Able to get a stray ice spike for a little bit of damage. Straight into the dive once again, getting out of the corner, and then the 5 heavy. God. Back in it again, playing very, very safely. Deck was kinda close to that 50 meter for a potential reversal. Still has it, 6P works out this time. The combo into the chestnut is a little hard to get value out of in general. Setting up the high fish, no jumping out of here. Ooh, the stroke victory goes under the Michael sword. However, Deck is queuing up the reversal super, which will put both players at 1 round apiece and roughly equal full amount of burst. Nicely placed 2D immediate burst for StylePoints for momentum here. 6P is gonna whip on that low profiling stroke. The big tree deflect shield does push Ino away. However, won't be able to get rid of her for good. This is an absolutely massive game point. If StylePoints gets this, it's gonna be super hard to run it back for Deck. Missing with the ice barrier, or sorry, the ice spike, and that's gonna be quite a lot of recovery. Even on block, that ice spike is like what, minus 12 or so. Nice conversion on the jump K. Look at that jump K, the 5K into a quick wall break. Keeping it simple. This is a rather new character after all, so no reason to go like super fancy. Lest you might drop your stuff. Plus 10, deflect shield to get that plus 10 nullified, and there we go. StylePoints takes the 6th point here. A massive lead, and it all happened so fast as well. Of course, you know, it is tough when there's hiccups back and forth. It's sometimes, you know, hard to keep your head in the game. I know all too well from first-hand experience, but we'll see if Deck will be able to do something here to swing this current score around. Why is it? Ooh, dives under. What was that? That was a 2S that went under the Michael sword. But it does make sense because Michael sword is fairly high profile kind of a move. StylePoints has so much meter here. It's gonna be difficult, absolutely massively hard to come back from that predicament. And now, speaking of predicaments, there is a set point position for Style. Missing the ice spike, so that's an opportunity for an air dash. Here they come, get that wall break. Wild Assault, 2 stocks ready to go if we don't find a hit immediately. Oh, don't even need it, just converting into the Mad Love. Damn, all right. Well, it was definitely Ino stuff. I'm not quite sure. It's like one of those cases, it happened so fast that I'm not sure how much of it is like the new changes either. And I didn't actually check. I think Daro did release a combo video earlier this morning, but I only watched like some of it. I think like many of those combos had the new Chemical Love sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Baked into it, but I'm not sure like how much of this exactly was any of the new Ino stuff. That's a good way to put it. It just happened so fast, but that's to be expected when you're, you know, when you're a pair of characters that are so soft as DZ and Ino. All right, next up we got our other big game, and this time at least the connection should be okay because these are 2 countrymen guessing Revill, some of the best that Italy has to offer. I was sort of trying to... I was sort of trying to avoid setting these guys up against each other, but, you know, you can only do so much when you have two players who are of the caliber that these guys are. These are, like, some of the heaviest hitting players in the European community. Not necessarily like the kind of players who could justify traveling to US, for instance, and just take the tournament. But like in the framework of European scene, definitely you're gonna see both of these players on top 8s consistently. That's the kind of quality of players we're talking about. And you know, our humble little event sometimes has high level players, sometimes doesn't. So I was like, yo, dudes, you wanna play against each other? And they were like, all right. So here we go. We were talking about the characters that were changed the most, and this pair combined, like Goat with, but I guess both of these characters kind of received an overhaul to their unique mechanic, or their unique resource rather. The security gauge now can be spent a little different for Goat and then of course for Sin. Oh boy, for Sin. The way that you spend stamina has completely changed, in the way that like one stamina is generally, I would say, like probably twice as powerful as the old stamina that you would spend. So like you get a lot of bang for your buck for your stamina in this patch. But to compensate, you also have to wait for the stamina to come back for quite a long time. I think the maximum amount of time that you have to wait if you go completely dry on stamina as Sin is somewhere around like 14 seconds. Let that sink in. 14 seconds. That is a freaking long time in a fast-paced fighting game like Strive. Yet I think with careful managing of your resources, you can definitely find a balance where, and of course, like playing defensive here and there, not just going like forward, balls to the walls, which was kind of the playstyle that Sin was able to be played with previous patch, because the stamina came back so fast. It was almost like it didn't matter, almost, even if you burn all the stamina. It's just gonna come back later, or rather sooner than later. And during, you know, while you burn those 3 stamina, you probably usually build yourself 50 meter. Then you could instead use that 50 meter, and then maybe 1 stock of your burst as well for Wild Assault. And then lo and behold, you already have your 3 stamina back. But that ain't how it's gonna fly on Season 4%. It's gonna take, like, you're realistically not recharging the stamina back within the same block string anymore. You're probably gonna leave that RPS, you're probably gonna leave that pressure sequence, go back to neutral, and then maybe later your stamina is gonna be recharged back, right? But every single hit that Sin scores this patch, there's a lot of power, there's a lot of corner carry, and oh my god, Sin super damage is back to where it was before, you know, the big super damage nerfs during somewhere like past midpoint of Season 3. So like this boy definitely has damage, but on the other corner, Goat is definitely known for the damage as well. And now with how he can spend, you know, security gauge for multiple behemoths in succession, I'm pretty confident in saying that, you know, Goat has more damage opportunities and, you know, just in general able to deal quite a bit of damage in the modern patch. Still stalling for a couple of minutes. We got Guessing already in the lobby, and Revill said that they will be here momentarily. Historically, this matchup, I think, even during the time when Gold Lewis was at the peak of his, like, reign and terror, which was around the time when White Wild Assault was still plus on block and did travel, like, almost half screen, even during that era, it was kind of like, I feel like it was kind of even-ish still, or Sin advantage. But generally, this matchup has been considered, you know, a little hard to play for Gold Lewis because, of course, Sin has the prospect to zone you, has the prospect of taking advantage of your lack of mobility. Although not really the likes of, like, who are some of the best zoners in the game? Not like Jacko or not like Axel, but slightly in a different way. Let's see how these fellas do play this matchup out, though. They play each other on a very, very regular basis, so you're probably gonna see a lot of Yomi layers that they are gonna skip because they already know each other. They know what like both of the players are capable of, so they're not gonna like necessarily check the opponent's layer 1. They already know that they got that under the you know, in the back, so to speak. Now backing off from the drone, will be forced to block it in the corner, and immediately into that RPS, YRC comes out. It's like understanding Gold Lewis's victory condition is like, the victory condition basically is touch somebody on block and you probably win if you have resources left to spend. Understanding that fact, Guessing was like, all right, you're in the corner. The universal resources have to come out, otherwise you're toast. Which is kind of the case here for Revill being held up in the corner. Oh, I kind of like that. So because of the guard crush on Beak 2, you can kind of actually get a mix-up out of that old pressure reset sequence, high-low even, if you will. We're gonna see if Revill is gonna utilize that later. However, I think this reversal super will work out, as Sin's theme did say, but who's it gonna work out? It's gonna work out for the other guy. Now this is a bad situation, yeah. Immediately, you see it. Spending the universal resources, in this case, it would have to be the YRC or it would have to be the Blue Burst. Like, Revill can't afford to take that pressure for very long from Gold Lewis. Of course, you are a DP character, so you could, you know, do the classic, like, hold FD and then try to find the spots to DP between the Behemoth Typhoon cancels. Ooh, that was a big one! Getting rid of the security drone here. And I think the security level does have some limitations in terms of like how fast it recharges back for Gold Lewis as well. Which like reduces the times, reduces the opportunities to use it. But when you get to use it, it's much more powerful than previously. Tries to go for the whiff punish, but Revill Spark Slash a little too late here into the corner. 0 stamina though, this is big. Look at how long this will take actually for Revill to get any sort of realistic stamina back. That's why we'll have to result in using either the meter, as they did here, or the Wild Assault start charges to keep the opponent steady, and or to convert with. Like, during that sequence, Revill was able to build 2 stamina. Finally, it's back on track. But, like, half of that round is basically Revill doing nothing with that stamina meter. So it's, like, a really good showcase for how if you burn the stamina away, it's gonna take a while to come back. When with the shimmy, no fuzzy throw reaction there from Guessing. And here we go. You see the FD coming out, trying to push away, able to actually get a 2P in there, which is technically less risk than the DP that you could be doing from that big try where there was no hit confirm, I think, because Revill, again, 0 stamina and didn't have the 50 tension yet. Gotta be really careful with that, because sometimes without resources, if you actually get a hit in with Sin, you might get punished. Drifting straight into that active hitbox, jump slash makes it sure that you don't get out of the corner. Wait a second, did I actually put, I think I put the point on wrong player previously, right? So this should be 2 games guessing, right? Can somebody fact check me? Yeah, I think it's 2-0 as well. Yeah. Right, again in the low stamina conundrum, and guessing, he knows that was a punish. Even on far slash, even on beak driver, you can swing your buttons and get a true punish unless Sin is able to cancel into something. Without stamina, there is no cancel. I mean, there is still throwing, but it's a bit iffy. Alright, getting the wall. This is another really important part of Sin Kiska's gameplay. Try to always end your combos with a super. There again, I think, didn't have the tension yet for the RC, so again, getting true punished for scoring that overhead. Revill finding themselves in situations where they do find a hit, but it could almost be feasible sometimes, like if Guessing is looking at the resource gauge to take a hit on purpose and then get a punish for that. Alright, from the clean hit, Tyrant Barrel, big damage, and we have the stamina now. The fabled, the a lot talked about mechanic. There we go. With that 2 stamina, doesn't really matter where you are on the screen. Land far slash, land raw beak driver. You can basically link into a full screen corner carry and a super at the end. Ooh, opted to save the follow-up stamina now. Position, uses a little bit of that extra security gauge to go for Behemoth. Nice, did have the 1 stamina. The cool thing about, you know, seeing close range conversions this patch is you only need 1 stamina exactly. If you can go into your DP, you got all of your routing covered. Trying to check whether GuessingGame would love to dash into that big driver. Big counter hit into a hit confirm. Revill is on the board finally. Well, I mean, it's only the 3rd game, so, you know, cut that guy, cut the players some slack and let them warm up. Ooh, actually took the hit there from the Wild Assault. It's a very common strategy to go Wild Assault into a whiffed 5p to get plus frames, but if your opponent stands up, well, it can be a little awkward afterwards because it's like minus or only slightly plus for the hits. Able to convert with the alt style. And it definitely seems like Revill is slowly waking up. There's the round start, jump into a jump D. When the go-to, oh, that's a big hit. Interesting. So chose to convert with the Skyfish instead of just hammering in with a Behemoth Typhoons. This should be a kill, right? Because you can turn. No, actually, not quite. Maybe you were so far that you weren't able to get all of the 360s in there. Started with a round start. Wild Assault goes through the far slash, but as long as it's not like fully charged and it doesn't hit from a nasty angle, only does so much. Spent the stamina, get the heart knockdown, and now again the conundrum. If we get a hit, we need to convert. Oh, that was a very, very nice hit from the air backdash jump heavy into 2K. I think GuessingGame was airborne, so we'll get Revill a very nice and meterless conversion, or rather stamina-less conversion. I think in a way you could say, like, when you see that Sin is out of stamina, then you don't want to take some of those like super rare hits. For example, try to avoid getting hit while backdashing, try to avoid while airborne, so that Sin can't really confirm those hits like comfortably. Let's backdash out of there. Checks initially. Oh, but the jump slash, the jump is strong, and draining into the Behemoth Typhoon in the air as well. Slash hit, yeah. Going the big conversion, spending all the stamina, spending the meter on Tyrant Barrel as well. Look at these resources that Guessing has to defend with. Not gonna use any of those though. I think the play here is save them for pressure, or save them for this combo! Not quite enough, so we'll have to guess one more time. That's the game, as they say. Revill waiting, inviting. When is the big burly man gonna dash forward? That's the timing. Find the beak driver. I guess the kill. From the OTG 2K into Spending the stamina to be safe. Even on block, that hoof 2, -5. But completely unpunishable unless the opponent would IB. Into the security drone, getting a clean little knockdown. And now this is bad. Revill does have a lot of resources to defend with here. Goes for the blue burst first. Oh, that was a pretty high hit. Spend 2 stamina into, yes, like we said. From the other side of the screen, as long as you spend those 2 stamina, you're gonna get a really nice conversion into through the wall. We'll be able to spend the better Super Tyrant barrel at the end. Looking for one more hit. Slowly building into that. Wow, Revill already got another burst there. Wasn't it just in the right corner that he punished? Oh, it was such a clean play there. The whiff punish, micro dash, far slash, gets it. Knows that there is no choice but to burst here. Burst comes out, but Revill is already drifting forward with the RC. And now for the first time in the set, Revill is actually on the driver's seat. It truly was, you know, just warm up a little, and there we go. From the DP2 into a very comfortable wall break. Didn't quite have the stamina yet, or sorry, the tension yet to get the big wall breaker. But we have it now! Bang! Clean hit, so much damage. Remember, this is on Gaunt Lewis. It might look like it's like not a whole lot of damage, but holy shit, this is actually relevant amount of damage coming from Sin-Kiss. Way more than you could get in the previous patch. Alright, the straight hit lands. Here we go. Potentially baiting the DP here, but Revill has been very sparing with those. Oh, I mean, I guess that's better than alternative situations. You could just backdash yourself into the corner and then get block stunned by the drone, and then take the mix-ups from Gold Lewis. He's getting a reach. Yes, indeed. Not quite enough with the last pixels. Let's see what Revill wants to do here. I think the best that Revill can do realistically is to try to stall the game as much as possible in order to build as much as much burst as they can for the next round. Once again, the round starts favorably for GuessingGame until you blocked one thing, spend 2 stamina. Every special 1, special 2 string can now dispatch go into that guard crush situation and get you the +6 that was only accessible previously with the use of Elk Hunt. Ooh, the double one, the triple one, spends all of the security gauge, but of course you will when you have the kill. GuessingGame, for the first time, I guess, showing a really long, string of those, really long string of those Behemoth Typhoons when it mattered the most as well. Because it's not like you don't want to necessarily use those Behemoth chains when you don't have the kill ready to go, unless you can get some like really realistic damage increase out of those. And I don't necessarily have the know-how or the knowledge to know if, you know, of the Gold Lewis combo rush to say if that's actually, you know, a realistic thing to make happen. Either way, what is realistic here is that GuessingGame is full on that meter. Wham bam, RC, and attempts to kill. Not just attempts, but also gets it. And hammer a couple of extra ones. Stay down, little buddy. All right, a decent RPS win here for Revill. As long as you manage to respect that White Wild Assault on block, it is going to be -3. So technically your turn and or you're guessing for the opponent's backdash. Get in with a super here. Yes, indeed. 0 stamina, but this is a really good opportunity for, you know, build a lot of meter. Then cash out using RC. No burst here for GuessingGame. Playing the safe way, of course. And another tiebreaker game here. Which one of these fellas is gonna be going into 3 points first? It's a rare DP from Revill. We gotta show the existence of that move as well. Missed the went for the stamina burn there, but missed the pickup. That's something that can happen very easily because the animation of Hoof 2, the new animation, is a little jank, I wanna say. Ooh, goes for the overhead option there. So technically now, because that is a guard crush from the Beak 2, you can play that as an empty low, and that's going to be fairly airtight, which allows you to threaten with the late air dash overhead as well from that setup. And now Revill is potentially looking for one more hit. White Wild Assault makes sure that it leads into something, but that's a lot of resources that Guessing just used. Overhead, another one. Lots of plus frames for that slowest Behemoth Typhoon possible. Kill? Oh my god, what a way to bait it! Goes airborne! And that's like the most expensive ghetto jump cancel I've ever seen to bait the burst there. What was that sequence? That almost looked like a misinput for Guessing, but perhaps, I don't know. Maybe it was meant to happen. God bless. Right from the throw. Gets the +3 from the whiffed 5B after Wild Assault. Finally wall break afterwards. Now we gotta be on a... I guess we don't have to be defensive here if you're Revill and you just find the hit. Bam, just like that. I was about to say, since Revill was so low on stamina, maybe it's pertinent to go on defense. Maybe use your, far range Beak Driver, maybe use 2S, stuff like that. But no, there are no breaks on this matchup. Close slash, catches, Guessing airborne, leading into a nice little juggle through the wall. Still 1 stamina, so we can have the killing conversion here very easily. Right? Doesn't end up spending all of that resource, or rather all of that converting into a throw this time. 2K isn't enough as an OTG. But look at this, we have so much chip damage potential, especially since all of those special 2s from Sin now are guard crushes. So that also dictates that they... Wait, is it always? Does it like naturally mean because it guard crushes it deals an extra amount of chip damage? I guess it does, because look at how much damage Guessing took here from the 2 stamina burn. Alright, making sure that the security gauge, or sorry, the security drone in fact does land. Left, right. Ooh, Revill not believing in the setup at all. That looks quite fake. Yes, I am going to close slash here for great fame and fortune. RC to keep the pressure alive. YRC to make the pressure go away. And then following it up with a security gauge. The cool thing about both of these characters, when they do end up being on the defensive, their external resource is charging up. So for example, when Sin is defending, the stamina is coming back. When Deknud is defending, the security gauge will slowly fill. And won't be able to get a side swap, but a good mix up here. Revill does block correctly, and FDing outside! Wow! That's the power of FD against Deknud. That string would have definitely lasted for a lot longer, way longer time, unless Revill was holding onto that FD for dear life and pushing, Guessing away from that sequence. Now strike throw is the name of the game, often in Strive, and Sinkisk is one of the prototype boys of that kind of gameplay here. Once again, threaten the strike throw. The option is strike at the close slash. Catches. People jumping out, catches, people trying to backdash. Close slashes so powerful in this game. And Sinkisk especially having really good conversions out of that button. We'll say, thank you, kind sir. I'll be taking my win. I really I've never really seen a Sin player play the stagger pressure quite like Revill does with the use of 5K. Of course, there's like a decent amount of 2K mixed up in there as well, but the 5K especially. And with the 5K, you could potentially have an option to go for like Kara special moves as well. Like I've seen some Sin players do like 5K Kara Elk, for instance. Right into the Haymaker. Ooh, that's just the one combo. YRC into immediate churn on the reversal super. Not even wanting to check on that YRC. Like, you can definitely go for an airtight low there. Speaking of airtight, goes for an airtight close slash from that Beak 2 Drift FRC mix-up. I swear, there's so much potential this patch for that Beak 2 Drift RC, or the Drift FRC, or not Drift FRC. Sorry. terms difficult. With punish, yes indeed! Look at that! That's the threat. That's the risk that you take when you're swinging those very, very slow buttons as Gold Lewis. Sin is one of the better characters in the game to whip punish. Spends the security gauge, perhaps one touch into a low. Is that enough? Oh my god, actually, the vacuum was able to swing Revill to the other side and get the wall stick. That was really funky looking. Damn, alright. From the 6P into a simple knockdown, and from a simple knockdown we can make great things happen. Although generally, like, it goes both ways. Gold Lewis would love to have a bar of 50 whenever he starts pressure on you. Oh, it was a little bit of mistake here for Revill, taking the tail end of that security drone, and now dashing in, point blank, maximum damage. Well, not necessarily maximum churns, but you know the vibes. Again, forcing security drone to be blocked. With the deflect shield buying Revill some space. This will be a nasty, nasty comeback if Revill is able to make it happen. From a 6k hit, we can link 5k, 6 heavy, super, looking good so far. There are so many resources. That's a safe jump, I think. We'll have to burn here. Yes, indeed. But that works out. I think that's like one of the points we were pondering about during the Dex set. The previous set is like when you have 100 meter, you're probably just not gonna think about it, right? You'll just send it, and then if it's blocked, fine, PRC, my turn. Especially when your life bar is so low. From the Elk Hunt, spending the 2 stamina. Probably can't afford it here because Revill is so high on that stamina, that tension gauge. Yeah, spending all of it on the pressure. The stamina is slowly coming back, stalling. I said that. I did. Maybe I should retract my statement. I did say before the game started that you're probably not gonna see that stamina recover within the context of the same block string or the same pressure situation. But Revill spends all of it, spends 100 tension and the wild assault, and makes the stamina come back. God damn, that's a long time that you have to stall for. Ooh, the miraculous bar slash, finding its mark on forward dashing guessing, and deletes the drone. 6P was a little late here. It's a hard reaction. Gold Lewis does, has a very small jump and comes down very fast, which does combine really well with the jump D. It's one of the better hitting air normals in the game. 6k plus frames into the throw. Very fast wall stick. Revill is a little, I think Revill is kind of okay here in terms of everything he has. Has a lot of life left. Well, not after this combo though. Blue burst. Oh, the very late drift PRC there. Oh, but the 6P dashing 6P able to barely reach the start above that skyfish for Revill. If that was Dizzy, that 6P does not reach. But luckily, because Sinkisk has such massive horizontal reach on that 6P, he's able to find its mark. Ooh, missed the hit there in between, so ends up spending the 2 stamina. But still gets the corner carry. Spend the last stamina for a wall stick, and then go through the wall. Now, 0 stamina, but we are gonna have that positive bonus. Wow, it's a whip punish with a throw? Alright, that works out. And misses the clean hit. Was probably thinking that if I get the clean hit here, it might actually be the kill. So wanted to risk it for the base hit. It is generally like a 2-frame timing after all. So it's not the easiest in the world, for sure. Checks with the 2K after the minus frames of White Wild Assault. Oh, big counter hit! Oh, misses the pickup though. Trying to stall time for as much as possible. That's a true punish because you didn't have stamina, you didn't have any follow-up. Guessing Game is vigilant, knows when you are true punishable. Use that extra Behemoth Typhoon and then OTG. Perfect once again. Guessing Game, so good at using that new mechanic where you chain Behemoth Typhoon into Behemoth Typhoon, especially at the like finishing touch situations. Now he's getting the new route. That's very economic. Even without the use of super. Ah, tried to risk it. That's a dangerous swing. And now with that, all of those rewards, Guessing Game on the hunt will be able to sniff the incoming burst. Misses the wall stick though, rather the wall break. So technically Revill with pretty decent chance here still. OTG ain't gonna be enough. 1 hit point. We risk it again. He went for the far slash, but he didn't believe in it. It's kind of like, so here's how it is. If you think that the far slash is gonna hit, of course you cancel in the beak driver and continue the combo. But the problem is, what if they're blocking? Then if you cancel in the beak driver, then you're toast for sure if they blocked. Maybe there's a scenario where using the far slash and not canceling will not get you punished, but it's a tough spot to be for sure. And now this is gonna be the last game of this set. They've gone back to back, side to side, toe to toe, all the analogies that you could ever pull out of your ass. This will be the last. Spending all the resources. Please give me the stamina back. Please, I beg of you. I'm so hungry. I've seen Kisk. I'm still growing. I'm so fucking hungry. Spent the 50, drift forward. The classic maneuvering from Goat Lewis. God, when it's gonna end. Takes out. That was kind of a bluff, wasn't it? Taking out the security drone. There was a chance for Revill to swing into it if they were paying attention, but it's hard. It's difficult. With punish on the missed 2P, however, the 2K 2D apparently not reaching there. And again, Guessing Game. The Bloodhound can smell the burst coming out from a distance. And now Revill, no burst resources whatsoever for this set, or rather this round. Yeah, goes into the new combo part. This should be a wall break, and just in the nick of time, built the resources to go for a Tyrant Barrel. Look at the damage. This is the new age Sim Kisk. But now we have to play a little. Oh, that's a good trade for Revill. Getting a wall break here. Maybe that's for the best, because you don't want to. I think you don't. Like, absolutely don't want to put Guessing Game through the wall here without the hard wall break. So I kind of like Revill going for the weaker path here to not enforce the wall break. Nice whip punish there. Immediate burst from. Oh no! He dialed into it. But luckily not getting punished by too much. Elk 2 does get a hard knockdown. However, once again, we are hungry and we're getting vacuumed into the corner. This is big damage. Is he going to spend all? Ooh, I like that. So aborting it there, then getting like a behemoth type, and then the super. That's a really cool sequence. Now potentially one hit away from sealing this set. Who's gonna take it? Guessing Game has so much life still. Oh no! Missed the conversion! That's big! That's big! Now Revill is on the back foot, won't be able to withstand against all of that incoming chip damage. That was a painful drop. And Guessing Game shows Revill no mercy whatsoever. Hungry for the victory. Let me take that. What a great set. There's no way you're gonna see Goat Lewis versus Sin play this in depth. This it's something only these two guys can deliver to you. Damn. That's a hype-ass set. and that's only the first third of the event. Kika will still have to have voice left for the rest of these matches. Alrighty then, chat room. Let's see if we can wind down a little, or perhaps it's gonna be no breaks from the start to finish. Next up, it's gonna be LagBoy versus Hikari. So we were talking about this matchup perhaps being like with Goat Lewis, like compared to Goat Lewis versus Sin, some of the most changed character duo of the evening. So yeah, both these characters got a lot of changes. I guess let's talk about Nago first. So of course the big thing is they wanted to sort of enhance the one-shot kind of one-shot identity for Nago with high blood. So your H buttons are absolutely supercharged now. They deal a shit ton of damage, they deal a lot of chip damage, especially on higher blood levels, but also they cannot be cancelled. None of those H buttons cannot be cancelled anymore. So you have to, once in a while, give up some momentum. Like, you're not gonna do those 5 heavies into Hukyo, into another 5 heavy kind of stuff. And then during pressure sequences, you're not gonna see stuff like 5 heavy into delayed Beyblade anymore. God bless, because that's some of the... How should I put it nicely? Sometimes very not interactive from your Truly's point of view. Either way, the sort of the mix-up game has been toned down for Nagoriyuki, instead being replaced by the enhanced footseize potential, especially on the higher blood levels. Now, Baiken though, Baiken got a lot of really new changes. Some of the routes now, you know, combo better, like Far Slash into 5 heavy as a like you can get mid screen like mid spacing conversions a little easier than maybe in the past. She has technically a new tool, which is the red parry. So even while she is in block stun, she will be able to sort of reject you, as has kind of been her identity throughout the history of Guilty Gear. Of course, in the older games, she had just straight up specials as, or like guard cancels as specials. Then in Exert, she had Azami, which they eventually made possible to be performed in block stun as well, causing, you know, red Azami to happen. And then now they've taken the same path in Guilty Gear Strive as well, giving her the red Hiragi, able to put the opponent into guard crush state during, like, for example, multi-hitters. Like, of course, I've seen that used for the most part versus like in the Baiken versus Sin matchup, where Sin goes for like multi-hitting 2 heavies or 5 heavies. You can kind of do a red parry in between those. So the opponent will have to restructure potentially their strings and their you know, their offense to sort of match that. Perhaps try to like RPS with stuff that is very slow, so that you would kinda, your startup would cover the startup of their red parry, and then you punish the recovery of the parry. Or you could cancel into stuff that doesn't produce strikes. That's an option as well. For Nago, that would be like canceling normals into Fukyo forward. If they try to red parry, then they're fucked, right? And then, of course, like there are other tools that got, you know, got made better for Baiken, such as the like if you go for a cross-up Yozenzen, it's gonna vacuum now and give you better hit confirm capabilities, even if you don't spend meter. And what else? I can't even remember all of the season 4 patch changes for Baiken, but they're basically, long story short, there was a lot. There was an absolute crap ton of stuff. And they even say that Baiken might have jumped from being the bottom tier character of season 3 to being a super strong character now at in the advent of season 4. Whether that statement is true or not, I guess is still, the jury is still out on that, but let's watch this match. Let's see what those new tools can do as Hikari and LagBoy go up against one another. This is the ender there. There's a lot of stuff for Nagoriyuki where your combos are just completely different now, and you have to get used to like completely different kind of sequences. Very high on blood there, but able to finish it out just in time. And remember, the higher the blood gauge, the better the damage prospects are now. Even better than in the past. I mean, and of course there's like, if you want to combo out of your heavy buttons, there is the there is the RC option still. And funny enough, something like 6 heavy into RC, 6 heavy into OTG, 6 heavy might be more damage than you could have ever imagined in your life before on Super High Blood. Speaking of, through the wall we go. And now we'll be... Wait, what? No, I think that was just a delay on the throw. Alright, it looked quite funky for a moment. This is the instant air dash. Yozan forced to spend the burst for keeping the pressure alive. Alright, connects the Yozan quite high in the air. Was hoping for maybe the multi-overhead to bring home the bread, but no. Hikari not phased at all by the incoming string. We'll be opening it up 1-0.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Duel 1.
All right, back into it. Oh yeah, that was one of the new changes as well, wasn't it? That the jump heavy, or wait, was that a change for? No, that was changed for Ram. It's really easy to sort of confuse those with each other because they like the jump heavy from Ram and the jump heavy from Bike can just look very kind of similar. Avoids the blood pop, and now we are in that massive damage territory. Look at that damage, 2S, 5 heavy, so much. Making sure that there is no sort of advantages gained from the S Kabari here. Attaching that S Kabari does pull you back quite aggressively this patch also. Now, the Tatami does catch the backdash, but in a little awkward angle. I think LagBoy was actually committed to getting a throw there instead, so with the throw after landing a hit on the Tatami. That's about it. 6B will be able to poke through that S Kabari. Look at the damage. Oh my god, that's exactly what I was talking about. But the pop, inevitable. This could be potentially a kill. We have 50 meter, mix up, straight into the super. No, it's gonna drop. And it's gonna be a punish as well. A little bit of spaghetti from both players there. I blinked and I missed it, and I didn't see if Hikari had actually a burst available. If so, then maybe going straight into the super could have been an okay-ish bet. But I think generally, like when you get the plot pop, you want to do as elongated or rather extended combo as you can. It's actually funny, elongated in terms of like what kind of mechanic the S Kabari is. Anyway. Yeah, missing the big damage opportunity that generally, like if Nago has lost any health whatsoever and then pops, generally it should be a TOD for most of the cast, right? Alright, finding a hit. And despite the changes there, I think the changes were on like the heavy buttons and the... It was more when comboing into Kabari, right? Soft wall knockdown. We'll be able to completely evade the DP round start from Hikari. Reaching for the throw. Nobody's home, and then the trade. Looking like a good round for LagBoy here. This is how it starts. Give them the 2 points, and then be like, all right, my hands are warmed enough, and now it's time to go to work. However, Hikari going to work with those big counter hits so far. With the blood burn. Yeah, but that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work in this patch. The DP2 RC will no longer allow you to combo. That's like one of the biggest complaints from a lot of Nago players. The muscle memory working against Hikari. Let's see if LagBoy will be able to make them pay. No wall break. Oh, and calls out the deflect shield as well. From an angle, 6P works out, but the parry, reversal parry, will score the full animation and put LagBoy on board as well. That's a really good showcase of how, like, a small change, but a big consequence, especially if you dial into it. the DP to RC. No longer a vision in Naga players' sight. A relic of the past that you have to get used to. I get the tether attached. Still continuing the combo. Had the 50 meter. Yes, indeed. Good cash out. And then there's a couple of options here. Yeah, this is definitely one of those. Attaching the Hikari from a safe distance. And now because the Hikari vacuums you forward very aggressively. Ooh, trade in whose favor? I think probably in LagBoy's favor, because it's LagBoy who has the life advantage here. Nice, drifts forward with the holding onto the block during that forward momentum of Hukyo. And now this cash out should be enough. Yeah, I can afford to spend all of the blood in the world as well. Ooh, yeah. The far slash is definitely faster than the DP. The DP is what, like 11 frames or 10 frames startup? And Baiken has the fast far slash type, so if you swing with that, Baiken can just, you know, press far slash, get down with it. No meter to spend here, but the 6 heavy is still gonna deal a decent amount of damage on the level 2 blood. Ooh, able to counter poke with the 5 heavy against the Kabare startup. And there we go. It definitely does feel like, tell me if I'm wrong, but the catchphrase one shot definitely feels like more Nago now. In these high blood situations where you're doing like single hits, or maybe like just a couple of hits, or like one hit into RC into another heavy hit, it feels like there's just so much impact for single strikes. And depending on like what kind of gameplay you like, that's, for example, for me personally, if this was the Nago that we got released with, I would have been a Nago main, I'm not gonna lie. This is the kind of Nago play that I would love to play. Too bad I already got my boy Sinkisk. Okay, we'll be able to be far enough away so that 2 heavy does not get punished by the Vampire 5k here. And now we're mixing which side, to the front, to the low, and then following up with another physics puzzle. Because remember, when you go airborne, that tether does pull you back together no matter who goes airborne. If it's Baiken, if it's Nago, doesn't really matter. Skips to the other side. Getting a hit here for Hikari would be big. But luckily for LagBoy, we'll be able to fight out of the corner. Oh, nice whip punish there. Won't be able to get a pickup. I'm not sure if is the gun able to get a pickup anymore though. Misses the initial TK Yozansen, but comes down with a Yozansen from another side. Happy little accidents, as they say. Sometimes you miss it, but then, you know, just follow up with the best thing that you got afterwards.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society.
Yeah, especially out of those throws. Baiken has always been like a very, very difficult kind of character to defend against. Right, we're not gonna overextend this time. Generally, you're gonna see the blood pop forceful overextensions when the opponent is kind of getting close to ready to be knocked out. Such as here. Doesn't even need to overextend. We can just do 6 heavy ender, RC, 6 heavy. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Keep it simple, keep it effective. Oh, that was a very nice super jump forward. We'll be able to punish LagBoy while coming down. Now, again, very decent amount of damage, and we'll be able to link the blood relieving ender here as well for the hard knockdown. So we got more where that came from. Even though this is technically level 1 at the moment, the blood is gonna come back a decent amount. Oh, that's actually a punish! Queued up the super jump. And during the recovery of the gun, we'll be able to traverse fast enough to get there. Hikari. Very nicely done. Even though, like, it's still not really an instant air dash equivalent. It has such a slow startup. the super jump from Nago to Yuki, and it travels forward quite slow compared to, you know, what could have been for instant air dash. However, there are still things, like a lot of fireball functions, for example, tend to stay in recovery for a very long time. So if you have a heart rate and super jump forward and they hit their slow fireball function, then hell yes, you are gonna get a punish, even if you have a really slow slow jump. The problem, like the speed is the problem, not the like how far you travel. Because like super jump from Nago actually travels decently far away. I got far slash tag, but I'll be able to combo into anything for now. Close slash though, we can work with this until the wall decides to work against us and get the break a little earlier than Hikari would have probably wanted. There we go with the challenge. However, with the low amount of blood, the 5 heavy won't be able to connect just yet. It's funny, sometimes for some of these combos and some of these strings, it's like, damn, I wish I had more blood so I could make it happen. But that's kind of like the fun dual nature of Nago to Yuki, is it not? When you are super low on blood, then you have the absolutely super powerful neutral skips. But then when you're high blood, then you can make those, you know, you can connect those normals into each other, such as like 2S into 5 heavy. A string that wouldn't work from like very far away when you're at the level 0 blood. So Hikari has been able to accumulate a decent lead for herself here. 5 to the LagBoy's 2, if I haven't miscounted, which is always possible. The super jump once again, but the spacing here, this is the other side of the coin. When you are actually spaced so far that your super jump can't reach, then there's an opportunity for the opponent to just, not even anti-air, just tag you on the landing instead. We will be going through the wall here, pushing past the 50 burst, as well as the 75 meter for LagBoy. Was probably expecting to get a YRC there. But the RC Forma Blue works out for this as well. The very extremely late Yozan there on the landing. If that is blocked, that will certainly deliver a lot of plus frames for Baiken. Right, small check. Ooh! Oh! I forgot if that was a true string or if you can actually stagger out of it. Because the 6K now does, even on a normal hit, puts you in the stagger state, which you will be able to follow up with throws or command grabs. And Hikari did a couple one of those. I think I've seen on Twitter some people being like, all right, I can just, if I get the stagger, fast stagger recovery, I can just jump out of it. Ooh, but the 2K is already active, and now with the Samurai mix, is it enough? No! And now you shall be punished with the ODG 6 heavy. LagBoy will be able to move a little closer. Hikari's 5 points here. So the Samurai, like, quotations, I mean, technically Samurai Mix is dead in certain kind of ways, but you can still use the same sequence that you usually use to build the Samurai Mix as a way to force chip damage in, unless they're holding onto their FD, right? And then if they are super low, then you can still, like, if you don't need to pick that DP2 up afterwards, if you just need the single hit, the single overhead, yeah, that works as a like a pseudo, like that still works as a Samurai Mix of sorts. But of course, it does not have the same explosive power as it once did. 6P once again counterplaying the Kabare from like sort of mid-screen situation. The second hit forces the heart knockdown. And the chip damage is piling up. Any sort of strike here, be it 6P, be it, you know, I guess not, 6P wouldn't be enough, but like any sword normal is surely gonna put LagBoy out of their misery. The nice loop, an instant air dash. Yozan finds a hit initially, and then into the mixer we go. Wall gives away a little too soon. But I mean, I guess it wouldn't have mattered too much since LagBoy did have the 50-meter ready to go either way. Fire the gun. Oh, perfect spacing here. 6 heavy into. Just checks with the 6B. We're technically in a potential corner boxing situation. LagBoy does get out of there. I think Hikari did not hit anything here. So punish opportunity. Let's see what we're gonna get. Yeah, just swing the DP. Getting very, very close to that 7 points here for Hikari. Despite all the difficulties that she had earlier, I think she also was like, damn, I wish I knew how to, like, I wish I knew how to defend against Baiken. But despite everything, it's been going so far so good.
That they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves,
and now the burden is actually on LagBoy to make some sort of adjustment. Ooh, okay, the RPS, the heavy Kabari is quite minus on hit, but the threat is of course the potential delayed follow-up that could potentially frame trap you. Swinging the Abara 6P once again, ends up working out. Has been working out quite well for Hikari during this set so far, especially since it's taking care of so many of those Kabari cancels. Ooh, perfect back jump. We'll be able to not only call out the, you know, won't be just able to get the punish, but also the bait on the blood. Same concept here. The white wild salt didn't really achieve anything, so that's resources down the drain. So looking pretty sharp here for LagBoy this round. Blood burn straight into. Oh, tried to go for a. Was that a delayed DP? That LagBoy was able to interrupt. Oh my goodness. Big combo for the counter hit 6 heavy. Bam! And now Hikari is completely on a new blood bar. And those are the nastiest. Those are the most dangerous kind of situation. Those are the situations where the Samurai mix-up might actually be coming out and where it might still be relevant. Now, potential last set here unless LagBoy is able to clear this out successfully. Into. Oh no, that's a misconfirm. Then Chijin whips. We go into 2S. Into a corner carry combo. So close for that super, but not quite. Let's see if we can do something good with it on the next screen. The blood pressure is downwards oriented though. So Hikari does have quite a few options here. Super is available. We're gonna relieve that pressure once again. This ain't gonna kill just yet. But going into the next screen with the super hard knockdown, LagBoy will have the resources to defend with. Are we gonna spend any of those? Just holding onto the FD. Jumps over the clone. RC is possible. He's the Samurai mix. Here it comes. FD. Oh no, but there it is. That's what I was talking about. When you're 0 health, then the overhead totally matters. It matters still. Look at it. It doesn't matter if you don't have the overhead second hit into RC. But if the opponent, if that's all you need, it's still a Samurai mix. It's still the old Samurai mix with the same rewards. Because the reward is you're gonna fucking win. Alright, Hikari clearing that 7 to 3. Wow. It looks like we're not gonna slow down even a bit tonight. Old Samurai mix, huh? I mean, technically, it is infinite rewards. Winning the round. Alright, our other Dizzy player for this week, Jalis, wanted to get in on previous Bounty Hunters during the debut week of Dizzy, but unfortunately there were a couple of too many Dizzy contestants to fit all of them in. So Jalis is gonna engage on a slightly delayed schedule here to go for the debut Dizzy ride. The opponent is gonna be Emu Chip. So Chip versus Dizzy, if you just look at it from sort of the knowledge base of old Guilty Gear games, then you would be like, ah yes. So Chip, excellent mobility, does not have to care too much for Dizzy's zoning. I think that's not gonna be true in the modern Guilty Gear, in Guilty Gear Strive, right? Because like Chip gets affected by stuff such as like the ice field, making it much harder to engage on the opponent. Granted, you do have your triple jumps, so you still have quite a bit of, you know, maneuverability in the air. And then I think we went over this on the Finnish Fighting Game Discord, Finnish Fighting Game community Discord earlier, that Alpha Blade for some reason does not seem to interact with the ice field at all in terms of like its momentum and friction and whatever physics magic there is to it. So whether it is ice floor or not, Alpha Blade should always sort of advance the same amount. And then there's of course the rope. However, I think the Dizzy players have voiced certain, what's the opposite of concern? It's like the Dizzy army welcomes you to take out the rope and run straight into stuff like the P-Fish, the Chestnut, the air-to-air buttons of Dizzy, and, you know, Ice Spike, most importantly. Like, if you're riding the rope, there is no blocking whatsoever, and the Ice Spike hitbox, massive. So if Dizzy releases the SS version of the Ice Spike, it's gonna be just a massive hitbox in front of you that I believe you can't run over, even if you're running on the upper side of the tightrope as well, right? Or, I mean, that's kind of like that's the lore that I've been trying to construct from all the conversations that I've listened about this matchup so far. But I guess it's no point speculating. Just let the players do the talking with their abilities within the game. Jalis, one of the fastest players to pick up new characters as they come out in Finland. Emu, one of the longtime Chip players. Let's see if Emu has been able to master the arts of the rope during these 1.5 weeks or so. How long has this been on? Around like less than 2 weeks, more than 1 week. So the ways you can use the rope is, of course, like you could, of course, take it out for neutral, but that's probably not its best function. You can use it for Oki mix-ups, you can use it for combo routes, and who knows what more. Instant air dash into jump heavy, there we go. Already Emu trying to run the new tightrope Oki, which, if I'm not mistaken, gets you a safe jump. It's a little hard to time, but technically can get to your left-right safe jump. Oh, he's sliding! He's sliding! Ooh, what about the sliding forward function of the ice floor when you're doing the Rekka pressure? Isn't that kind of good for Chip? Do we get the killing combo? I mean, definitely if we raise it into the throw, we do. Ooh, not quite getting the whip punish here. But the Rekka pressure, still the Rekka pressure, the classic way to make opponents miserable, still there. And without the ice floor, you still move forward blazing fast. Taking out the tightrope, Jalis won't be able to get the anti-air here. The block string still persists. I wonder, where are the interruption places? It's heavy ice spice and ice spice, very spicy ice floor. Now, what the Flame King caught the Alpha Blade! And the Michael Zone, that's exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, take out the tightrope, take it out, and ride it. I'm just gonna do some of these projectiles that can call you out. Has to go for a full screen burst. However, it does end up working out for Emu. But in the long run, does not put Emu in the superior position here. Yeah, 6P. Jalis is ready for it before the ninja gets to jump on the rope. Gotta be very careful from what kind of situations you try to cancel into it and try to ride it. Still with the floor. Enable another one. So far, out of all the Digi players I've seen, I kind of like this from Jalis. Sort of focusing on having the ice floor active as much as possible. Because remember, Dizzy does not get negatively affected by it, only the opponent. Dizzy gets the Dizzy kind of gets like the positive effects of it, like can slide forward. Yeah, as you can see. Ooh, but a close slash straight into the old stuff. Rekakara cancels super. We got the hard knockdown, and now it's tough. You're gonna take a mix-up here, right? And no resources for Jalis to defend with. Just the subject to the unrelentless onslaught of the ninja. And for good measure, I guess we get our first whatchamacallit, DC of the evening as well. Let's see. Yeah, I think the players probably figured it out as well, because they had a little bit of a hiccup there as well. It's the old classic thing when the server does not respond and both players are trying to wait for the score screen to load. If that happens, that causes, like, that forces spectators to drop as well. I think there is just literally no solution to it. If it happens, it happens. I think the players did agree to sandbag it so that the stream is not gonna miss any matches, which is very nice. There we go. And we are ready to ride it forward. I've been wondering, like, if the ice floor is applied, is there per se anything that prevents Chip from just going airborne and utilizing the triple jumps? Because you have so many trajectories, you can cancel that into, like, downwards alpha. You can come down with, like, jump 2K. There's just so many kind of different things that you can do to bait yourself or land yourself prematurely from different angles as well. Speaking of, there's the alpha. Ooh, drop the combo, get the ice floor bounce. The pressure. By staying tight, using FD as much as possible, which is probably one of the layer 1 options that you always want to apply against Chip if possible. Comes down with the jump 2K. However, it completely misses, and Jalis gets a punish there on the landing with the 5K. We have the meter. Yes, indeed. Go from Rekka into Bunky Messai. And now again, this conundrum. Jalis has deflect shield, so can take care of her left rights. Does so. Try to cancel into the chestnut immediately, which is a little slow to start up. Decently well tracking projectile though. Instant air dash, miss a button, land into a throw. Very classic wall break stride meta. Yeah, it's definitely, when you see the rope out, it's like you gotta think the Chip player is gonna try to ride it soon. So put out all the hitboxes that you think can prevent them from doing so. The ice floor is active. The chestnut doesn't quite track. Able to get the ice floor out before Emu runs in. Ooh, collides with the chestnut. Damn. Yeah, I mean it has tracking, and it does take quite a like a couple of frames for Zanza Eroge to actually travel. during which Chip is certainly not Invo anymore. It's only the startup that's Invo, right? I'm choosing to use the burst here. Was a good choice to block because the Ice Spike, aka the Chestnut, was already manifesting, and that's gonna be enough from the Ice Floor bounce into another Michael sword. Good decision making by Jalis here. The damage you can do on Dizzy, even on like stray hits, is definitely massive if you have the right starters and or if the Ice Floor is still active. Starting with the 5k. The 5k is I guess because Dizzy's go-to strong pokes, far-reaching pokes are all 12 frames. I guess that's kind of why you would rely on buttons such as like 5k, which is still like fairly far-reaching normals for Dizzy, for Guilty Gear standards, or Strive standards rather. Going with the old combo route, won't have the meter though this time. On the other hand, Jalis is gonna be stacked on that meter. Jump K into the slowdown frames, I think kind of cutting the combo there. So Emu gets an opportunity to take the round instead. Because I think usually if you go air to air with no RC slowdown, you would just go the jump K into 5k. It's the same combo that same combo that Deknud did in the previous set, right? Nice this time, doesn't pop the ice field, but instead prevents Chip from running in. Instead air dash works out. Emu won't be able to combo after it though. Over very low altitude, downwards alpha, getting a decent combo. And another one, no, this time Jalis actually blocks into the right direction. Very nice. Because those, I think especially the downwards coming alpha blades are not risk-free, because there is a decent amount of recovery. I think the upwards angle alpha blades are kind of safe, because you recover in the air and they're just kind of hard to chase. But some of the other ones, way more punishable. Ooh, able to find a way to get the Ice Spike there between that string. And now take these plus frames. Oh, with the ice field. With the ice field, you can dash, like, slide forward and get multiple of those chestnuts. They are massively plus on block after all. Somewhere between, I think, +6 to +10, depending on if you're blocking standing or crouching. Yeah, the zoning. The zoning is so good. The gold burst. The gold burst does nothing. I think you would... That's a very interesting kind of conundrum there. You're like, all right, fuck this zoning. I want to do blue burst, but because you're at neutral, that triggers you to get the golden version of the burst as well, which does absolutely nothing against the zoning. Such a strange situation. But I mean, I guess we're gonna see situations like that against Chip in the future moving forward. All right, Michael Sword, RC conversion, which Emu immediately says nope to with their burst. Oh, missed the combo, missing the media as well. That was double whammy there on the missed stuff. Oh. Because of the ice floor, you won't be able to get any friction and move forward. So Jalis is able to maintain a perfect spacing to check with that 2D from Dizzy. Once again, deflect shield. Is the cheaper choice for universal depending options instead of, you know, maybe burning a full burst. Zoning. Collides with the fire spear. I'm in such a difficult situation because like I'm calling this move that Jalis is doing the fire thing like 3-4 different things, and I can't decide which one I actually want to use. Alright, missing with the last one, but we still got the target in the corner until Jalis sees the jump and smartly says, "Alright, let's just run out of the corner while you're being airborne." It's no big deal for Chip to zoom back and forth, changing sides here and there, and then finishing with a DP. Again, round start with the 5k. Seems to be catching a lot of the stuff that Emu has been doing so far, especially those dash forward buttons. Big combo. We'll be able to apply the ice floor once again. Take out the fishes. Now what? What are you gonna do? Jump? Dash at me? I mean, Imu did dash, and the ice floor. I think the ice floor disabled itself or like expired during the dashing sequence, which in the end allowed Imu to get the dash momentum back properly. But oh gosh, physics are funny. Who knew that we wanted ice physics for a fighting game? Is this like the first fighting game ever that does get any sort of resemblance of ice physics? Other than maybe Mortal Kombat and Sub-Zero? Question mark? Either way, through the wall we go. Lots of resources have been accumulated for Jalis. Smash? Yeah, that's fair. Right, the fact of the matter is that Ice Spike on block -12, so gonna have to be really careful if you're just, you know, slamming it on opponent on block. That was kind of cute using the shuriken there. To S counter hit into big combo. We have the RC, not getting to burn it though. Could this be the folly of Imu? The ice floor is active. Oh no, and it's gonna pop. Lots of damage coming in. Jalis is setting it up perfectly. Help! Help! I forgot my skates. That was a very nice timing there that Imu waited. Started the dash just before, or like just after the ice floor expired, so that they were able to dash forward. Maybe Imu actually knows the duration of the ice field. How long is it even? It's like 5 seconds or something. Into the combo, we'll be able to get, ooh, extra bonus finish there. Taking up tightrope and getting the quotations wall run strike or wall run slash. I think that's probably like the strongest damage normal that Chip has. So should be an optimal wall break, no? What are we setting up with? Taking out the K-Fish and then nothing. Oh, but Imu also following up with nothing, waiting for the burst. Finally comes. Jalis gets value out of it. Ah, but the jump in, jump K, the jump forward, jump K, absolutely nowhere to hit, for it has such a minuscule hitbox. I shit you not, the jump in buttons from Dizzy are some of the most atrocious jump in buttons that you could ever imagine in this game. And I get to say that, for I play Sin, and boy Sin's buttons are atrocious as well. But you know, it's a completely different kind of frustrating with Dizzy. Oh yeah, that's a wait. Never mind. That's not gonna be a finish. But chip damage potential is there. Ooh, dash block my old friend. Imu still has a chance. Well, albeit a small one, but we'll definitely play. Dashing forward, this time catching the round start backdash from Jalis. From left side to the other side, finds the 5k Abare, and now you're in the corner. Getting the ice floor out, very, very nice. We'll be able to pop it as well, reapply. This is how it flows into a throw. This is very close to a kill, right? One more hit for Jalis would be it. The ice floor, ooh, just as Jalis is drifting forward or skating forward on that ice floor, Imu puts a stationary 2k out of it and pokes Jalis out of it. Yeah, use all of the triple jumps. Avoid the potential for, ooh, okay, dash in, gold burst. Now we have the juice. Downwards Alpha misses with it. I guess it, wait. So it missed into, wait a minute. Huh. Because Jalis did use the deflect shield there, right? Pushing Imu really far away. So I was surprised. Why did the downwards Alpha then like miss to the other side instead of being just too short? Multiple fishes. I don't want to do this. What is happening? What are these mix-ups? If you've never seen tightrope pressure, it's probably hard to discern what is going on. For like, this is the first time I technically see it. So I'm like, where are the strikes coming from, my friend? All right, we'll be able to get a small combo and then reapply. Is that actually gonna kill very close to a 50? What a maneuver. So going airborne momentarily, jump D maintains the momentum in the air and then coming down from the very steep angle with a jump K. Alright, the rope is there, but look at the fishes! Hungry hippos, you can't jump on the rope! And getting thrown out of the forward moving momentum. Wait, was that... that was a throw into super. Is that an okay thing? Is that something you can do? Nice jump K air to air. So the air to air potential for DZ's air normals is actually pretty good. It's only the jumping capabilities that are really frustrating to work with. Imu's just absolutely loaded here. But Jalis does have the tools available as well. Whatever that was trying to come out. Maybe the RC, like dash in RC slowdown from Imu might have actually like erased the inputs from Jalis. Now from the air, backdash jump, heavy, big counter hit, ground bounce. Jalis gets a very decent start of a conversion. 2K, but played it as a stagger string, so no full conversion. 2. Oh, it kind of looks like Jalis would cross up, but then the momentum, the backwards pushing momentum of the jump D actually pushes Jalis to be on the same side. Is that kind of the trick? I think this is actually the first time that I get to see that setup being used live. Jalis does have quite a lot of momentum moving into this. Imu with 2 points, Jalis with 5. And it looks like Jalis has kind of been able to premeditate the winning formula, which is just keep the ice floor active as much as possible. And again, oh, that was kind of cute. Use the burst to trigger the ice floor for himself, Imu. Now we are once again going through the wall with a soft knockdown, but with the fast ninja movement, able to get the micro dash 2K out under the Michael sword, and with a super knockdown, and this is good. Unless, ooh, that might have been some sort of a misinput there to miss the initial setup, but hey, happy little accidents, we'll take it. God, that does so much damage. Was that one combo? No, that was like 2 different combos. But it was kind of hard to see where the combo reset. Oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze. Gonna cross up. And Jalis says, I've had enough. We'll go into the zoning instead. This is the fun stuff. Yeah, look at that. Even when mounting the rope, there's just so many things from the projectile toolkit that can reach you. Even the chest nut. Oh, that was a nasty cross up. And from that, you can definitely convert. Converting to the other side. Wall break. Has to take it with a soft one. And now Jalis, what are we gonna do with 50? Drifting forward. DP, that's kind of nice. I like that. That definitely prevents your opponent from hitting anything at all, and might even catch their backdashes and, you know, jump attempts if they think that you're gonna try to throw. And that was a very important point for Imu. For getting to that 6 points is always a tough position to be at in FT7 type bouts. Luckily, again, the players are on point with the situational analysis and notice that we have indeed lost connection. So we'll be sandbagging out of the match. the rewards are definitely there when you get in on Dizzy as Chip. But on the other hand, the rewards have been there for Jalis as well. Like off a single ice spike, like a heavy ice spike full screen, the damage that is mounting in is definitely not negligible for sure. And then if you sort of favor the setup, you can omit a little bit of damage and just set up another ice floor. Yeah, checks the dash forward after that minus 12. Plus frames. Ooh, the clone! I think the clone is probably pretty cute when you're sliding forward, because then you can just slide in your million plus frames. The problem with the clone usually is that you're doing it from so far away that it might be hard to utilize those plus frames. Alright, very lucrative sequence for Emu. But once again, we go through the wall, rather even life situation, and Jalis has so many resources to defend with. Setting up the floor once again. The 2K caught, that was the start of an Alpha Blade, right? Oh, completely phasing through the Alpha Blade. Instant air dash forward into the tight throw. Empty low, and then cross up overhead. He's able to build the meter just in the nick of time for the Kara Super. And time to mix again. This time Jalis doesn't have like so many resources to defend with. Looks like taking out the rope after the heart knockdown. Is it real? Yeah, it doesn't try to take it out this time because it was probably like a knowledge check kind of a thing where like, are you gonna react to it? And Jalis was like, yep, I'm gonna jump and I'm gonna poke you out of the tightrope. Trying to match the angle here. Plus frames from the clone. Ooh, brave challenge there. Once again, the 5K is the button of choice for checking Emu coming in. Again, let's go back to that RPS. Ice spike on clock, minus 12. Then it's like, all right, am I gonna try to go for the follow-up? Which might cost Dizzy her life if the opponent is dashing forward. Because they're still... Wait, did they fix the... Did they fix the momentum glitch yet? Because like, usually, or like before... No? They didn't fix it yet? Yeah. So if you're dashing forward at the moment when the ice field manifests, then it kind of checks your current momentum and or wait, it's like if you're on the accelerating trajectory, so it's not enough that you're just dashing forward. If you're accelerating at the moment, then you get a massive amount of acceleration from the ice floor. So that would, what would that be for Chip then? I don't even know. I mean, you could be like, if you have an accelerating dash type, then you could trigger it with just normal dash, right? But it's a little difficult though. Ooh, straight in front of Jalis. Jalis is ready to check it though. 2K, push them far away again. Plus frames. No pressing buttons there. That is very plus. The downside of the chestnut is that if it lands as a hit, you're usually not gonna get any sort of rewards out of it other than just the quick knockdown. The other side. Get to the other side again, and the other side, cross up galore. Oh, faking the cross up, but it was a low instead. But this time, Jalis not believing in the mix-up, instead says 2K, 2D. If that's not real, I'm gonna win the set, which was indeed the case. That's a successful first ride into the combat, into the field of combat with Queen Dizzy for Jalis. Jalis was feeling like relatively comfortable earlier when I was checking them, talking about the matchup on Discord side. It's like, yeah, I get a little bit of practice in, and I think I have the tools, and yeah, I think the results speak for themselves. went in with a very clear game plan for sure. Maximize the amount of time on the ice field so that you have to deal as little as possible with the most annoying feature of Chip, which is of course the massive movement speed. Alright, next up we got the Vampire Mirror. The Finnish guys will go up against each other. And we were talking about the Nago changes already earlier. And I think Hoplan has been back and forth with the Nago changes. But I think the sort of the more whatchamacallit, the sentiment for the most part at the moment now is that like Hoplan is not necessarily enjoying this version of the Nagoriyuki as much as the old one. For Slayer, the game didn't really change that much, right? All you lost was like the invulnerability on your reversal super, which already was a kind of a meme-ish super anyway, because everybody could like almost just safe jab you with their close slashes to begin with, so it's like, why would you ever use that? Instead, the power was allocated into his backdash, where he has much more backwards moving momentum earlier into the backdash, making it perhaps more viable tool to be used with Hand of Doom, or perhaps even like Hand of Doom RC, or just backdash RC if that's kind of like what you want to do, if you just want to build distance between yourself and the opponent. Other than that, it was just a couple of really small changes. Like I can't even remember what the far slash change was. There was something changed about the far slash bounce for Slayer, but like that's all I know. Mostly the same character still. Oh yeah, I guess they also increased the recovery frames of the P Mappa, which like generally usually was not the problem tool that Slayer was working with. But all right, we got the guys ready to go. Shake hands, and it's time to brawl. Another one of these vampire mirrors. Who's the better vampire? I mean, a lot of people say that, you know, Slayer is hard to top, especially at the end of previous season. I haven't really heard too much about Slayer and even like characters like Johnny, because like they weren't necessarily the most media sexy characters moving into season 4. Like getting no changes, it's like, all right, I guess you're doing good, you're doing you, but then all of the other characters around you have changed so much, and that sort of draws interest, intrigue, and wanting to just learn more about those characters. So I guess naturally through human curiosity, you are gonna be learning more about those characters who have been changed more in the new season. But now, Spades, Hoplan, time to clash. Ooh, really slick movements right from the get-go, dodging the strike with an anti-stab. Out of there, just like that. Is this a new song? Oh, the Beyblade is still a very fast way to engage your opponent if you have the blotch to pay for it. Into the close slash situation. YRC drift backwards into a big 6-heavy. Look at that damage! Baby! A 2-piece! That's the one-shot! That's the one-shot that was in the one-shot, explanation for the character. That's the one-shot. That's it. Now Hoplan building up to the very high blood, too heavy. We know the power of that move. However, Hoplan not faced at all by the P dandy step running forward your character, or rather running through your character. And this should land on the landing frames of the Master's Hammer. Gonna get reversaled, and Hoplan looking really nice going into this set. First game, it's been just a couple of seconds and it's already over. Almost. Unless YaBoiSpades has something to say about this. Now these hammers are landing. This is dangerous. Blood-sucking universe. One counter hit, look at that! Big cash out! Not only the counter hit positive, not only the counter hit damage increase, but also the extra modifier that you get from Blood-sucking universe. That was just lights out from one pile bunker. Alright, opting to not take the super here, in fact. I think... Wait, is it realistic to say that... What? What the fuck was that? The big hitbox of those heavy moves. Alright, Hoplan. That's an anti-air. I mean, who cares if you can't cancel it? If it gets the job done, delivers the damage, and wins you the round. Yeah, why would you put your hurt box in there? That's just silly. Alright. Forcing in with the Mappa. Especially from the counter hit Mappa, you can pick up a really nice little extension, such as like counter hit Mappa, 5k Mappa. Through the wall we go. Ooh, this time the second hit of the DP stays active long enough for the... Oh no, trying to go for a command grab. And now big value for Hoplan. Will go into the 0 health. But I guess it's also super valuable if you manage to work your way to your opponent's guard while they are, you know, blood raging. They will go to that 0 life bar, and then like any special move is gonna take them out. Into 1, 2, 3. Don't have the meter to end the round just yet. Oh, the wild assault has the in-move frames to triumph all. Hoplan tries to push the situation. It's understandable. Like you're basically in a place where anything lands on block, you're just done. Because Slayer is gonna start doing their shenanigans, and you know, Master's Hammer gonna chip a fuck ton, and then you're gonna guess for your life. Ooh. Just to go for the high altitude burst here. Oh, 6B actually goes under the Mappa. That is a counter strategy available for basically every and any character in Guilty Gear Strive. Mappa, such a strong, fast-moving hitbox, but it can be low-profiled by a variety of things. If nothing else, at least 6B. Ooh, that was nice. Checking if the pile bunker cross-up actually hit. No, go back, and then do it again. Ooh, but the backwards Fukyo into Beyblade, the classic round start to beat just about any strike that your opponent could ever play against you. That's the OG Strive dandy step, right? Fukyo backwards Beyblade. That's the dandy step. That's my dandy step. With the second hit, does score our knockdown into... Do we get Samurai Mix? It is Samurai Mixers in the chat, no? Checking for the burst. No burst to be had. Ah, that's I think that's a little bit of a strategical error perhaps for Hoplan, because there was absolutely no need for Spades to burst. He was sitting on a round lead, so I think a lot of super experienced players will think like this. So I get double opportunity for value. I'm not gonna burst, so if I die, I will take it to the next round. But you might get into a mindset where you feel like you're gonna have to bait it. In which case, I get double value out of it. Again, the 6B beats the Mappa. But not getting Hoplan too much. In fact, oh my god, Hoplan just went for a throw and another one. I gotta bite two. And the second one followed up by the classic option select. So if the opponent is not throwable, you're gonna RC out of it, and especially at the end of their life bar, that kind of maneuvering is very, very good thing for you. Again, the active frames of that second hit of the DP have lost some capabilities. Oh, but speaking of capabilities here, speaking of abilities, Hoplan taking the burst from YaBoiSpades, and this should prompt the burst. Sorry, an RC. Oh, but the deflect shield was already deactivated. It looked kind of good. What? Hello? Waking up with a with what? Wait, what actually happens if the blood-sucking universes collide? Is either one of those throw-inable? Because like I think it's the defender's advantage, right? Because you wake up with throw-inable, go straight into blood-sucking universe. If the opponent is trying to throw you or use their own BSU, then your throw-inable frames will carry, and you're actually gonna bite them, and their bite will just remain in the wind. That was very high up in the air, and Hoplan thought that's not gonna have any frame advantage, which was probably the case. Uh-oh, gotta be very careful here. You're high on blood level 2, so the damage is turbocharged, and you know what Slayer damage on turbocharged modifiers can do. Trade in YaBoiSpades' favor. The classic, why are you trying to be above me? For I have one of the best close slashes in the game. Works for both of these characters. Both of them have massively high reaching close slash. Bet the farm with the pile bunker, and Hoplan got the close slash punish. Right, able to sort of seize it. Yes, indeed! The slowdown frame! Hoplan recognizes the startup of the pile bunker. Sorry, not pile bunker, the Mappa hunch. And got the 6P out of there. Perfect frame goggles. The prerequisite of just about any, you know, any young fighting gamer. I guess the old gamers can have those abilities as well. And again, it's the round side DP. The second hit stays active for so long. Even if you're dandy stepping, welcome to my DP. I think even if YaBoiSpades converts that dandy step into a pile bunker, maybe. I think the hitbox of the Guilty Gear Strive pile bunker is just too small compared to what the DP from Nagoriyuki can take out. So I think the DP just wins. The DP from Naga just wins that.
Duel 1.
DP again? Another one? No, not this time. Hoplan goes for the more... I'm struggling to say conservative starter, but, you know. Right, the spacing is still good to get the sort of the explosion radius of that Master's Hammer. Wait, that... Huh? Did that land? When? Oh, one pile bunker to slump them all. Missing it though. Pile bunker to pile bunker would be the maximum amount of damage, but that's also a little slow to do. And I think pile bunker. Wait, can pile bunker even link to another pile bunker? Either way, Hoplan is like, yeah, that kind of sucked, but I'm here to win this set. All right, here's the pile bunker. Another one, not the third one. Yeah, this time has a. I think Spades got the memo there and was like, yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. To the other side. Ooh, looked like a combo drop for a moment. YRC to get all of that 6-6 shenanigans out of here. And he's gonna set up the pop. Let's see. Yeah, opts to just drop it on purpose, I think. This is because the pickup can be a little tricky, and if you miss it, you could put yourself in dangerous way. So there are considerations where you get the blood pop. Oh, look at the active frames again! The too heavy, the DP, we got them all, and then the White Wild Assault tries to go for an extra OTG, not quite enough. Unleashes the super. Did Hoplan hit? Hoplan hit the button there. That was a whiff throw. So now Spades does have a chance. Big counter hit, but doesn't have the juice to cash it out. Hoplan to the other screen with all of these resources. Gold burst. All right, the juice is coming in. The juice is coming in. But not yet. Needs one more. Hoplan has super meter again. yeah. I think that's like the best option there, because you're basically gonna have 100 meter after that. So just use the white assault. The vulnerability is that if YaBoiSpades does nothing and just, you know, waits for your wild assault and then throws it, I mean, yeah, that could happen, but how many players are just gonna sit there with like 0 health and watch you take initiative in that crucial moment? Alright, the blood burn is fixed. Now it's party time. That's the kind of high risk, high reward, you know, Nagoriyuki gameplay that you're used to seeing from Hoplan. Some of the things never change. Some Naga things have changed, some have not, and you can still, you know, insert the preferred amount of creativity. You can still inject that creativity into your character. Oh, was that a punish? No, not quite a punish opportunity from that angle. Was probably thinking about close slash, but perhaps from the slowdown frames, too heavy could have been an option as well. Back Fukio into bar slash, starting the sequence. Very nice timing on the burst. Pushes Hoplan straight into the corner with that burst. However, with that DP, Hoplan drops him. Very close to pop, but not quite. Clean blood bar. Another one. Can't kill. Yeah, Slayer has a pretty decent defense modifier, even though it was baited, reduced a little. And then from the backdash Hand of Doom, once again, as long as you have something active there, and Hoplan relies on that white wild assault on those round charge situations quite a bit, especially like not necessarily when the actual round begins, but when you get to those like soft knockdown wall break moments. Very actively reaching for the white wild assault, which does make sense because like consider the kind of options that Slayer wants to play. A counter hit, waiting for the burst, which does not come out. Hoplan has been determined to take that burst into the next round with the massive amount of life disadvantage that he has going for him. Colliding. Oh, wait a second. What? Did Mappa just beat? Was that a clone? Oh my goodness. Universe counter hit. Yep, half the burst. That's gonna kill, especially with the 50 meter that YaBoiSpades did have in the bank. Was terribly close to popping there, Hoplan. But now we'll have to take these mix-ups, try to solve it with a throw. Understandable, because like if there is a gap, and if they like, it's so tricky though. I don't even remember from the top of my head like all of the frame possibilities that can like all of the like the decision-making tree out of like those guard crushes, those masters hammers. They're let's just agree that they're hard to deal with. To the other side, I believe 21 frame cross up. This should be good for Hoplan. Can't abort this incoming pain train. And allows Hoplan to potentially play for a couple more special moves. Fukios are, of course, decently cheap. There we go. That's the fundamentals. It's like this patch of Nago is more about the everything else but the special moves, and I kind of like it. The clone Fukio completely negates the backwards pushing momentum of the deflect shield. However, pop goes the Weasel. Still in a good position. We could spend a lot of... Oh, nice! Hoplan! Using the little thing, the brain thing! He has it! And once again takes the lead. Hoplan with a really good reach here over YaBoiSpades. I think that's like one of the first times where YaBoiSpades even goes for the YRC. But I guess in the framework of the situation, there really wasn't too many things that you could do there, because you know your Slayer after all, like your reversal options are like absolute garbage. So you're way more prone to reaching for the universal tools such as like deflect, shield, burst, YRC. Alright, the B mappa starts very fast to the other side with the Master's Hammer. This will hurt. We want to get the wall, and should be able to get the wall with a pile bunker. As long as you are relatively close, will always auto stick. Again, the 6B is the tool to triumph over those pile bunkers full screen. 2S from Slayer won't be able to go online. Hoplan is slashing away. Won't have the 50 meter to finish it right here. 100 meter for Spades. And soft knockdown. Yeah, you had to know. You had to know it's coming. Hoplan might burst though, and he does. But it does not pay off. I authorized the use of the burst there though. Hoplan basically had 50 meter, any hit kills. So there were decent odds for taking the round. But now, what? DP against the cross-up Master's Hammer? Is that a thing? You can just DP? Is that consistent? I'm not sure if it is, but what is consistent right now is Hoplan's game from those sick-ass moves. What was that? The DP catching Master's Hammer from the other side, moving Hoplan to 6-4 position. He's doing it. Right, Spades finds a decent hit. And the opponent is relatively high blood as well. So all of these hits are hurting extra hard. But it's kind of funny you got into that situation where the opponent can do their 2P and you gotta do your... Like if you do, like you have to clash with your fastest move, which for Nagori Yuki is the 5P, I believe. The only 5-framer. Alright, but Spades has enabled some sort of turbo mode here. Every single hit lands successfully. Again, the clashing war goes in the favor of Spades. Good timing on the burst, but Spades bursts out immediately. Too heavy, can go to the other side and stick. Yes, indeed. That was the fastest game of this set so far. And YaBoiSpades is gonna need some sort of critical measures here moving forward. Because he is still down 2 rounds. It's 1 for Hoplan to win the set. Now the young Alepa superstar, the question is, does he get to, like, do the nerves hold? Okay, close slash goes right, and then far slash goes left. I don't know, man, but it works out. There's been some really funky cross-up situations this set, and it all favors Hoplan. Set point, mother frickers. Hoplan needs 1 more. Burn blood, march forward. Deflect shield is good, gets a punish as well. Hoplan goes for the same, doesn't get the hard punish, but, you know, getting out of that annoying vampire shenanigans is, you know, well worth the price of deflect shield. Now flip the positions, get the hard knockdown here. But look at this, meter for Hoplan. This is a soft knockdown, and we have 100. Oh, the hammer! The Hand of Doom goes active fast enough. Azor, blood-sucking universe. This will actually be big. Hoplan gets the blood back. 0 tension, though. While YaBoiSpades has the nuclear bomb ready to go. YRC is an option here. Hoplan tried to bait it, however, won't be able to get out of the proximity. And now, it is still set point position. Both players with relatively full burst gauge. Oh, the 2 heavy goes active before the Beyblade. Rare footage of, I think Hoplan has been able to crush that 2 heavy very consistently this match. This hurts though. Finish with the super. Hoplan doesn't have any resources whatsoever. Will have to defend this organically. Hold the FD. But is it enough? DP! DP saves the day! Blood-sucking universe. We got all the party tools. But so does YaBoiSpades. The deflect shield. What? What is happening? Goes for the super counter it. Oh my goodness. Misses the combo. Help. Close slash. Help. Bail me out. Here comes Hoplan. Has the 50. Do we get the mix-up? Close slash. Respect. YRC. That was blood-sucking universe again. And this is gonna get through the wall. This won't quite kill. But look at this. Hoplan is gonna get so much meter back. Or rather blood back. And now Deflect shield is the only thing that Spades has, but didn't have it just yet. Look, it was so close. I think it was a couple of frames away from being able to build it. He had nothing. He was open. And here comes the strike. Hoplan takes out YaBoiSpades. This guy is so strong. Oh my goodness. Young Gaplan. Those DPs though, I didn't know. I didn't know that you can do that. On the cross-up situations, they worked so consistently. Or, I mean, I'm not sure if that was even consistently, but they definitely seem to work out against, you know, the Master's Hammers of Spades. Mother of God. All right. We got 2 more to go. And I'm I'm terribly scared that I'm gonna get hope for the or hyped for this set as well, because it's my boy Sin stepping in once again. Another representative of the French Sin army, Azor, will be facing the newcomer on Bounty Hunters, FABZ, or is it FABZ? I would have to ask from the man himself. All right, so we have a character that has been massively changed in the form of Sin Kisk here. And then we have a character who hasn't really been changed that much. The 2 major things reading in the patch notes of Jacko were effectively reduced damage on her 2D and gained a dash cancel out of minion kick, right? So losing the damage on 2D starters is, you know, unfortunate, because that was one of her remaining super hard hitting conversions as far as I understand. Then on the other hand, it's like I'm not sure if I even understand all of the sort of the capabilities of that dash cancel minion kick yet, but there's a decent chance that we're gonna have you know, a couple of showcases for how that new tool is used here in this match. There we go, we have FABZ on the way. Matchup generally, I think most people think is, or rather, if we think from the viewpoint of last patch, I think many people consider this Sin advantage. Sin has some great defensive normals to play against buttons such as like 2K or 2D from Jacko. Like especially focal point Sin 2S is a really great button for holding your own space. If Jacko tries to run her Cadillac 2D into you, yeah, 2S is a very nice option for Sin. Then on the other hand, you do also have Beak Driver that can kind of tap existing minions on the board and try to cancel from them into follow-ups and jump scare Jacko. But yeah, without further speculation, let's see how the fellas are gonna play it out. Starting very patiently. Yeah, this is fundamentals, footsies even. Ooh, and first into just the basic strike throw reset, and then into the throw into empty low high mix-up. Yeah, in the new patch can cancel. I love it because that was a counter hit. We got the dash cancel extension as well. Didn't quite get the finisher, which would have definitely killed FABZ. Into a throw. Yeah, I guess like In previous patch, if you did that, the Elk 2 FRC reset, you would have gotten thrown by the other player. But since it's so much more plus this time with the Guts Crush, not Guts Crush, the Guard Crush, definitely get some more oomph out of it. The 6 heavy, look at that damage, that's so much on a soft target such as Jacko. Literally the first time that FABZ has been able to mount some sort of an offensive position here. Now make it count. Azor recognized that they were punishable out of that backdash using the RC, but we're still not out of the woods. We are a DP character though. However, it's notoriously hard to DP against this minion pressure. And we activate the former blue. Can't eliminate the minions. We activate the former red as well. Both? GFABs, how does your mom let you have all the buffs? Those do prevent you from building tension while it's active though, if I'm not mistaken. There's the DP. Patience is... Would Azor burst? No, we're just gonna go into another DP. That's, like, at the same time, a very risky yet very safe play. The save point was that Azor was like, all right, I'm not gonna interact with my burst this round, so we'll take it to the next round if we go down. But then was like, all right, I'll mash DP to death or glory. Perhaps taking it to the corner, save set up. Those are, as far as I understand, not the easiest thing to manage for Jacko to make sure that your setups are always DP safe. There we go, there's the 2S, my favorite button, my baby for playing neutral. Extends the pressure string. There's the minion kick, that was airborne though, so no dash cancelling out of that. The minion kick is a very interesting kind of tool because it sort of imposes, depending on, I think, how and when you do it, like, you can sort of completely change the properties of the incoming minions so that they interact with the opponent's hitboxes and tools slightly in a different kind of way. Ooh, but that's too much pushback. The DP actually doesn't connect there. That's a big blunder. And now FABZ on the warpath. Azor might have to think about, oh, the cross up. No burst coming out just yet. FABZ is definitely looking for it, but it never comes. It never comes. This is the other side, the flip side of the RPS. Again, there were a couple of different considerations for Azor to hold that. One, you need it for next round, because we still gotta do another round. Two, the opponent might bait, and FABZ was approaching the situation in a very defensive bait-ish maneuver, like bait-ish way. Here we go, find the 5 heavy, but not the combo. I think the 5 heavy on counter was one of the buttons that was subject to certain nerfs even in earlier patches. Frame trap into the soccer kick. Ooh, got the backdash. And we can always burn 2 stamina this patch to go full screen corner carry. Into the corner, spend the fire and barrel, get the massive damage out. Nice juggle from the blue wild assault, able to push Azor into the corner, 100 meter, spend it on YRC, into, do we get the side swip? Yes, indeed. And still have decent amount of stamina for next screen as well. The big differentiator is the, okay, we do a little bit of reaction checking here, as you should, for, I think it's actually quite big if you can like do something like Beak Driver into Gazelle Step in the current stamina economy of Season 4. If you can sort of bluff your way into into like a throw or a pressure reset with that 1 stamina instead of using 2, then that's sort of huge. So it's still like a relevant RPS for your opponent to sort of keep an eye out on. Yeah, this time we're spending the 2! The backdash shimmy though! Big cash out. And now potentially 1 hit away. Drifts forward, that was very brave. I think FABZ was reading the shimmy attempt. The minions colliding with each other, but not... The bowling ball's not finding their true target. Alright, I can already tell this is gonna be a doozy. This is gonna be a big, fast and furious kind of a matchup. I wasn't quite close enough to get the poke on the minion with that 2P. And now Sandwich, however, we're gonna solve it with a clever use of DP. Guard Crush, that is plus. You don't necessarily have to use the 2 stamina to get plus frames. You can still get plus 6 by just spending, you know, the follow-up of Elk or Big Driver. Ooh, coming out with the jump heavy, able to eliminate all of those minions. 2P, not the best button for converting out of the if you catch the opponent backdash in. Plus 3, converting into more pressure. That's a good ass frame trap. That might be a kill. I think that's a kill. No, we missed the super. That would have been a kill. Fab still has a chance. Very close to that full burst. 2P, 6P, very nice. We got the right route this time. That was a really great thing that Azor went for the 6P right away. It's like, if you want to hit confirm it, you would probably have to go 2P, 6P. But from that distance, I think it was not possible, so you would have to go to 6P much faster. Very efficiently taking out the minions here this round, Azor. With the pressure. One of the biggest benefits of using the Orange Wild Assault as Sin, of course, during your pressure is stacking that risk gauge. But now it seems like FABZ has a decent chokehold. Ooh, the minion ends up breaking the wall at a place where we probably didn't want to. Ah, that would have been really good RPS against any other character than Sin Kisk, I think. So what FABZ did is use a preemptive 2K to catch the blue drift forward. But because Sin is a DP character, he just gets to see the frame and DP it instead. And that should be a kill. Yes, indeed. Finished with a DP. Back to the neutraling. Committed that time. Oh, the close slash does not find its target. Minion is behind. Those sandwiches are kind of dangerous, prompting Azor to go into the burst. You see, once again, the 2S doing super hard work for Sin. If you stay spaced and poke with it, it's nigh whip punishable, nigh unwhip punishable. There we go again! And we have the meter going into the old Kara cancel. So that will spend the full 3-bar stamina, but the reward is definitely there. Will this catch though? Yeah, because you're on your landing recovery. So unless you cancel the momentum with a jump K or something, you're just gonna get punished on the landing. Okie dokie. The first attempt for Azor to move forward with the momentum. God, those DP2 combos are so sick, so valuable this patch. All right, because we didn't have the stamina, converting with the meter instead. And now look at this, Azor can definitely afford to play defensively, and he does. He does. Playing defensively allows him to recover that whole 3-bar stamina, and he's ready to explode again. Like one YRC away. There's the YRC, and we go to the mix. Oh, it's the throw, and then screwed up the meaty there. I think that's unthrowable. You can set up with jump P or with jump K, and then go into the close slash, which doesn't allow your opponent to mash a throw. But just didn't get the timing out perfectly. Either way, Azor taking a clear driver's seat early into this set here. 3-1 with the stagger pressure. 1 stamina in the bank as well, so any conversion is gonna hurt decently. Tried with a big cancel. That time FABZ was not running in. Oh, got them with the classic 2S into FRC forward 2S. The only tool that can call out the opponent's reversal mash in the previous patch. Technically, Sin no longer has to do it because you can just dial one special one stamina into special such as like Beak 1, Beak 2, which will solve all of your problems that you previously had with too heavy. But the FRC tech is still there. Nice with the Elk to set up the meaty close slash counter hit. Wall gives out a little too early, but we still have a massive life lead here for Azor. Stamina is flowing in, tension is flowing in too. Let's see what we've got again. Again, the same defensive game plan. It's been Azor. If they get put in the corner, bide your time, sort of choose a time to use YRC. And then from the YRC, transition into burning your stamina, getting real estate, and forcing a mix-up. Ooh, that's a nice pick-up. 5k, 5k. Oh, we're optimizing here. That's a big one. We could go into RTL. Was probably thinking about it. Could have also been accidentally trying to... not sure. One more hit. Mixing it up. Overhead. Yes, indeed. Old classics have definitely not died this patch, so you can still do the raw elk or raw hoof, what we called in the industry the pseudo high-low into RC. And that still definitely works out, especially if your opponent is really low on health. Speaking of low health, this is gonna take Azor fairly low as FABZ smashes in through the wall. Opts to go in with the safe jump. DP is the option. There's been a decently conservative usage of that DP. Tries to go for a backdash shimmy, no response. But look at that reach gauge. This was such an important hit for FABZ to get into a pressure string where they can just extend the pressure string as long as it takes for their risk gauge to clear out. One of those situations where you're not necessarily looking to mix the opponent up, but you're just looking to waste time and survive yourself. And then, you know, if you find the hit, great, perfect. Alright, charge that 5 heavy, get the maximum amount of damage. Ooh, again, that elk hunt! Catches the opponent airborne, spending all the stamina. But with half of the opponent's life, this is a tough feed, though. You might have to play defensively here. No, we're going all in. Oh, but the opponent has the read as well. Mashes the reversal super against the pseudo high-low. And smells the blood in the water. We have the kill, unless we drop. There we go. Chip damage does it as well. I love it. FABZ not letting Azor run away with too much of a lead here. Ooh, the Elkan delayed so much that the 2k from Jackal went inactive already. We got a couple of minions, kick one of them. It's so hard to tag the incoming minions as they are kicked. Elkhunt, my beloved, once again. Elkhunt does so much work in this matchup. One slightly lesser known feature of Elkhunt is that it cannot interact with the defense command, so we'll always go under and just hits Jacko instead. So if you want to prevent Elkhunt with your minions, you would actually have to do attack command instead. That's a lot of minion gauge. Has to take a little bit of a breather here. Yeah, it's like a pseudo same kind of. Oh, that's a big one! Trades into the Elk2 once again. And that's like, even if you don't have any stamina left, that counter hit is gonna send them flying so high that you can basically get your, like, any combo you would ever dream about. YRC? Yeah, there we go. Eventually, it's always the YRC. But FABZ goes for a YRC of their own. Backdash afterwards, though, from Azor. Gets them out of the sticky situation. So, I guess it's so tricky, though, because Azor is mixing like tools other than YRC in there as well. Sometimes it's the DP, but in the corner, it has been, majority of the time, it has been the YRC. So that's probably like the primary tool that FABZ is trying to call out at the moment. Ooh, barely gets the hit. Burst is on board though. While we still have a decent amount of life buffer to not get just melted in the next interaction. Spending 2 stamina for +6, and then the pressure goes on from downtown. It was so far away, but as long as it connects, we're all okay. Opting to not take the wall break, I think that's smart. Could have spent the stamina to get the wall break, but if Azor takes that not only puts you at 0 stamina, but that also forces you to take the wall break with a soft knockdown. And that would have been, I think that would have been the wrong decision. So extremely great routing here. Gonna have to take it this time, but half of the opponent's life is gone. And now into the defensive game plan. Swing the 2S. Until you're perhaps close enough to the opponent to strike throw. Those S buttons are so great for Sin. Oh! Close slash, counter hits, we got the conversion, however... Ooh, putting themselves into the corner, this is big for FABZ. The opponent not finishing their plate, pick up the minion and run, able to dodge the incoming elk hunt. 3 stamina ready to go for Azor. Any hit is gonna be crucial. However, look at the spacing! The spacing of the 2K! That's the holy grail of Sin matchup. You have to be able to counter both elk coming in, otherwise you're toast. Go first, so difficult to punish. Frame trap into the soccer kick. We're still not done yet. Ooh, that's a hit! That's the hit! FABZ survives! What a comeback there that round! But now the downside is, burst is completely gone. And Azor, once again, ready to engage with that elk hunt. Good brave jump, air dash out of the corner. Completely reverses the situation. Ooh, that could be a punish. Can tech though. Trying to find all the possible angles so that Sin wouldn't get those easy S-pokes or elk hunts in. Spend it, 2 stamina into a 20 frame overhead. Very hard to react to, but now that also puts Azor into a... Well, we have the positive bonus, but... Sees the YaBoiSpades coming, gets the punish, there we go. I think this is the beginning of the comeback, of the pendulum swing. This is exactly what FABZ needs. They need to be able to, 1, counterplay elks at neutral, 2, counterplay that damn pesky YaBoiSpades when they get the corner position. Those are the 2, I think, from my opinion, the two things that you need to triumph at to swing this matchup in their favor. Being very careful here, not engaging in the DP range. Drive by, set up the sandwich. YaBoiSpades once again comes out on the first hit. It's tricky though, because Azor is rotating the timing of the YaBoiSpades. Sometimes it's immediately, sometimes it's after a couple of hits, sometimes it's later. Great usage of that P button, able to delete all of those stray minions. Damn! Micro dash forward and 2K to retract your hitbox. The minion that was sandwiched behind Azor completely ended up whiffing on that minion command, I think. Overhead, yeah, that's a good decision. And that might actually be a kill. Yes, indeed. Because like the most usual option after the throw, close slash, OTG, dash cancel is like either some sort of high-low or then just another close slash, all of which will get beaten by the reversal super. Immaculate spacing. Now the opponent is in the corner. No YaBoiSpades available either. Take the wall break. 3 stamina available for Azor, and we can burn it! Saving 1. Oh, I like that, the spacing trapping, waiting for the response from FABZ. Nothing comes out. And then the wall break. We are again in that very crucial 2 stamina threshold. Oh, and we convert with the wild assault as well. It's a little expensive proposition, considering that there was gonna be a next round still, but in case the opponent blocks that was probably the most optimal choice in order to sort of just continue your block string forever. There we go, finds the DP for the first time. I think that was the first escape in the corner with the use of Hawkbaker for Sin. Big damage combo coming in. I mean, big in the scale with which we're working as a Jacko. 2K punishes. The burst has to come out, right? Goes for the heartbait. Oh, but heartbait straight into a throw. Another one. This could be a comeback for Azor. Backdash. Air backdash jump heavy for that overhead. Oh, and he taps with the 5D. Azor. It was again a hard call out kind of a situation. Opponent could deflect shield, opponent could reversal super, so we can't necessarily go straight into the mix-up. But just opting to go for that close slash tap 5D into a round victory. And since the opponent didn't have a full burst ready to go, that's a lethal one. Alright, close slash. Momentarily to the wrong direction, no worries. This is Guilty Gear, we've been here before. We've had funky hitbox and direction interactions before in this Bounty Hunters even. That was definitely a miss input. That will allow Azor to get into the close striking distance. The overhead doesn't unfortunately work out. So now we'll have to go back to the drawing board, trying to build the tension, trying to build the stamina back as well. Gonna be tough though. 0 life against FABZ's full life bar. And Jacko is not the kind of character that you just get to skip past, skip the neutral on very easily, unless you, of course, you know, land an Elk Hunt. But it's a very, very reasonable consideration for taking some chip damage as you're trying to approach Jacko, right? Overhead, we got the conversion through the wall. Life situation looks extremely good for Azor. Defensive gameplay again, deflect shield, expensive. But we'll take all that we can get at this point. And Azor, for the first time on set point. Elk Hunt is the name of the game once again. Round start, catches backdashes, catches far slashes, catches even some 5Ks. Being very patient. Ultimately, there's not a whole lot of things that you can do here, other than perhaps take a hit on purpose during a point where it would force a wall break unfavorably for Jacko. 6B is on point. Goes for the hoof cancel. Interesting. Does work on counter hit, but you would have to have your opponent to be very, very high up in the sky to get the most optimal of conversions. The 5D misses, but catches the backdash on the drift! Perfect! That's why, that's also one of the reasons why you tend to combine buttons with drift forward or drift backwards RC at the end of the round. If it ends up missing, then you're probably in a striking position to catch whatever they use to make it miss. Most often backdash. Couple of minions on board. The kick does send them forward with massive amount of momentum. Azor was able to tap 1, tap 2, and now spends all, and spends literally everything. There we go, get the throw, and overhead. And from the positive bonus has been able to garner enough meter to be able to convert even with that 0 stamina situation. Set point Azor once again. That was a good burst timing there, waiting for Azor to spend the second stamina, because you know the second stamina is coming. They need it for the full screen conversion, so you might as well wait for the gazelle step before you burst. Sandwich, we have a lot of stuff on board. Reset it with a throw. Go back to the sandwich. Minion gone though. Is Life sad? Life sad when you're -10, and here comes Azor, perhaps looking to take the set, counter hit into the right conversion as well. Can't take the wall break. However, one more. Into. Oh, the tap 5D! FABZ was trying to hold onto the FD to push Azor far enough away. But alas, the massive range of that 5D tap still reaches. No hit confirm required, for it is enough to deliver the fatal blow. What a great back and forth. That is a really great showcase for how explosive Sin is this this season, both from Revill and from Azor as well. Because like almost all of the hits that they scored convert, spend at least 2 stamina, sometimes even 3 stamina, and then the 50 meter as well. Get the wall break, you do like minimum 50% of their life on a soft target like Jacko. All right, we got one more for the road. It's that man Radune once again. Is this perhaps the first time that Radune actually gets sort of the main event quotation position? Main event Radune? Pog? That's how it should be? Small details. Maybe because of scheduling, but you know. It's actually funny when we were announcing this matchup, I think Leif actually thought that he had signed up as Sin instead, because Sin is basically the character that Leif has been playing quite a lot recently as a sub 1 or a sub character. Then he noticed, oh shit, it's against Leo. But then it was like, oh, double nice, I'm Bridget instead. Because at least as far as like older patches are considered, many sim players felt like this was not necessarily like the best matchup you could be facing in Season 3, Leo Whitefang. So it does make sense that, you know, it would cause a certain amount of relief to get a matchup against Mr. Whitefang with a slightly different kind of archetype instead. Or, I mean, yeah, I guess then again, it's not an archetype thing, because the reasons why Sin kind of doesn't enjoy playing against Leo, it's more because like things just don't align ultimately in your favor. It's a lot of different things, such as like not having any like far-reaching lows that would start up fast enough to sort of contest the parry stance, or Leo 5 heavy just calling out Elk. Like a lot of tools just from you know, Leo calling out Elk very easily. Although, why are we talking about Leo versus Sin? For this is gonna be Leo versus Bridget instead. Alright, time to dive into it. The showman himself, Radune Leo, is back. And the opponent today is gonna be Leif Bridget. Now, definitely the nerfs on Leo's normal mode dash blocking should play a role in this matchup. For Bridget is the far further range character, probably will employ certain zoning tactics, if you will. It's a huge boon for the previous season Leo to be able to just, you know, dash forward, hold block, and then get the massive amount of burst momentum that you get from your step dash. But that is no longer. If you want to get the massive, like the maximum amount of momentum from your dashes, you need to not be holding backwards. Oh, but starting the game with the traditional heavy DP handshake, and Radune ends up actually landing it. Set it up. Ooh, nice shimmy there. The tricky thing probably is, so Radune definitely loves his flash kicks. The problem with Bridget pressure is that if you do a lot of overheads, the overhead strings tend to be very airtight, so even if you're trying to flash kick, you will like your reversals will oftentimes just not come out. And then worst case scenario, you lose your charge as well for a moment. With air dash forward. DP, oh, able to tag the hitbox of the 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 Berserker Slash. That was one of the best patch changes as well, that there is way less starting momentum for the Berserker Slash, the cross-up slash, or the cross-up Rekka, or the artist formerly known as Rekka 2. Exert players will know. Ooh, is trying to get the whiff punish with the use of rolling movement, but no good. Radune is ready to unleash the counter pokes. To the other side, however, yeah, I can already see it. It's just a little slower. It feels like it's landing like a couple of frames slower. So you have a little bit more time to react with your throw. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ooh, went for the throw a little too early. Here's the DP and the DP. Starship gets Leif out of a couple of really tricky looking situations. It is a DP after all, even if it's attached to this unassuming little yo-yo girl. A DP is a DP no matter what character it's attached to, and it does get you out of tricky situations. You don't necessarily have to have like the best DP in the game, a la Sin Kisk, like massive horizontal reach and get Oki out of your DP. No. Those are super quality of life things. A lot of characters would be happy just to have a very, very basic bitch DP to begin with. Ooh, and she's a little too close to the sun. So gets thrown by Leif. Here's the overhead string once again. Leif is building decent amount of those resources. Does this super do more damage than before? It was the other one, right? The loop. Ooh, that was kind of cute for Radune, trying to change the momentum of the jump in with the jump D. However, Leif was not ready to take the bait and just tags Radune on the landing frames. Oh, the leg of the king, jump K, reaches very far, and then straight into the parry stance. You pay for your crimes. Was that? I think that was meant to connect the turbulence there at the end, but didn't get it. DP punish. Ah, that's so good. Leif, even though he just messed up a sequence, I think like very strong and aware players are always ready to throw react against the Berserker Slash, even from a momentary drop. It was actually kind of smart here. I think Radune was waiting for the last hit of the reversal super to unleash the burst. But because Leif was like perpetually moving backwards, maybe even using FD there, I forgot to check. But then between the second last and the last hit, there's a little bit of a gap there. There are actually quite a few gaps if you know your frame data. But that is definitely one of them. Ooh, good timing of the burst. Actually putting Radune into the corner. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, into strike throw, and now you're contending against. Oh my god, the back turn P is so good. You're contending against the back turn stance. That's kind of like the direction they really wanted to take Leo Whitefang, is make his normal mode a little harder to tread around with, make the back turn mode slightly stronger, and give Leo the options to go into the back turn stance more often. So more variance, more RPS, more fun, more excitement when Leo Whitefang is on the screen. That is gonna track, unfortunately, so we'll pull Radune back onto the ground, and then that was kind of cute, comboing into the throw, and that actually wall breaks because the yo-yo was coming back still. Ooh, Radune misses the combo. No big chance for Leif. There's so much tension as well. The shimmy backwards, rolling movement. Radune is gonna go for the burst. But I think if Radune had the down charge, then SDP would have probably taken care of that, but looked like was trying to go air-to-air against the Roger dive that time. Alright, relatively hard-hitting combo for Bridget standards there. Ooh, the angle. So I think they took out the jump cancel opportunity from rolling movement, but they gave a new unique way to steer it. Oh wait! That was a great well-placed close slash there from Leif. And once again, immediately ready to react with the throw. If the Berserker slash is coming, don't let it cross up. If you let it cross up, it's bad news. 3 straight wins for Leif. It's been pretty close though. But fundamentally, it does look that fundamentally Leif does have a pretty good game plan going into this. Able to do the whole zoning shenanigans, and then on his own pressure, being extremely patient, waiting out all of those potential DPs. It was a cool looking combo. Far slash, unfortunately, was not the anti-air button that time. So Radune, great fuzzy jump out of the command grab. Still in the corner though. Jump D can be cancelled into stop on landing. Radune still has a pretty decent looking health lead here, even though Leif does get the press third position. I think that was an OTG, but enough is enough. The OTG DP ends up taking care of that. Alright, great far slash. Radune returns with the DP. And straight out of the TP, once again tries to go for the Berserker slash. However, Leif has cleared that situation so many times already. Ooh, what's the combo? That was probably not what Leif originally intended for. He ended up sort of sideswiping himself into the corner momentarily. There we go, look at that movement. Fake the forward moving trajectory, then let go of the the rolling movement. Bob and weave back and forth. Ooh, the too heavy, massive hitbox there. I think that's the first time that Leif has been putting that on point on the table this set. Surprise 2D once again. No cancel there on the landing on the jump D, but the opponent did not press any buttons either. That's such a great sequence to be played with a PRC option selected, the command grab. If your opponent has a very standard escape methods against it, because of course I think in optimal world you would react to the sound cue or the startup of the command grab of Leo's and throw it because it's not throw invulnerable. That will kind of eliminate all counterplay that the command grab could have. Such as like if your opponent is trying to command grab into PRC option select. Ooh, the air to air once again, jump slash into a big conversion. I mean, technically a medium-sized conversion, but it's not like Leif had a lot of life. Leif didn't have a lot of life, huh? Too heavy counter hit. This would have probably led into a decent amount of damage, but the wall gives out just a little too early. Now Leif building into that 100. Check them. Plus frames. Oh, maybe not enough plus frames though, because Radune gets a very nice timed SDP out. Into a throw, and that's gonna be another round. You like the fact that like you can't just DP out of like many of these, especially rolling movement situation. Oh, went for it a little too early there. Or was that a backdash from Leif? I blinked and I missed it. Here we go once again. Into pressure reset. And it's like, it's totally relevant, like it's totally possible that during some of those like strings, Radune is trying to flash kick, but since it's airtight and it's not coming out, he's losing the charge and then is unable to flash kick on a subsequent interaction window. A good burst. Last interaction is big. Gets the jump in. Radune ready to burst as well. Radune has 100. And there he goes. There he goes. Any conversion is gonna be good. Radune does not let Leif run away with the lead. 3-0 start. But that's according to Keikaku. For the showman. And I'll have you know, translator's note, Geikaku means plan.
Duel 1.
Now it's looking like Radune is starting to find a little bit of a stride here. But now the spacing seems good. All the options that Leif has been playing, has played this round, have been working out again. The right RPS option, go for Kickstart My Heart. Very low hitting hitbox, I think, from that break, which does call out Radune's 6 speed there that we're trying to swing. That was just back to back to back to back, losing every single RPS situation. Sometimes it do be like that though. Sometimes you guess wrong in fighting games, and then sometimes you just guess right. Get a 2D. But there's the counter hit too heavy from Leif once again. Gets the full combo this time, drops it, and drops it to the wrong side as well. However, lucky stroke of vision there. Radune ends up bursting. 2D works as a makeshift anti-air as well. Go with the turbulence. We can unleash the super here. Shouldn't kill, right? Yeah, not yet. But we're gonna get that hard knockdown. Goes into that DP. Radune is like, fuck that, I'll go into a super instead. I have all the priority in the world. This should go through your DP as well, if timed properly. He's using the jump D as a pseudo, whatchamacallit, the throw crusher. Which I mean, by definition, because you go airborne with an air move, it does in fact call those out. Counter hit into. Tag their feetsies. Oh, and Radune with the smart plays realizes that that's literally the last position where Leif could burst out. Play the RC. Take it with the block. Go to the next round. Right, both players have got the 3 straight wins, but usually if Xperience has taught me anything about how momentum works, how snowballing works in competitive video games, that would dictate that Radune has Radune has the edge here, being the player who has reversed the momentum as of recent. But it does not seem like Leif is, affected even little by the current events. In fact, we're comboing like it's the end of the world. Straight there on the round start. Able to get that yo-yo out. Getting that yo-yo out first and foremost is always the start of your game plan as Bridget, because that brings extra amount of options on the table. Being able to go into that rolling movement whenever forces your opponent to consider all sorts of things. DP for DP. Here comes the super once again. Oh, another DP. We're really rocking it. This time the 2D is a little too close for comfort. Gets punished by 2K 2D from Leif. And one more big conversion for either one of the players. Finds the hit! Inserting enough delay between those hits. Like, naturally, a lot of Bridget strings are just not, or rather, they are just airtight. So you would have to find the strength in yourself to delay enough between those button presses. Radune goes for the heavy DP round start again. Luckily though, Leif, even though was able to dodge it, was not ready to get the big punish out. Ooh, missing with the meaty. Missing it again. And now Leif. Ready to make the king pay. Let's see the damage here. So this super was supposedly had the damage increased, and I can kind of see it, yeah. That super wasn't like the most hard-hitting thing in the world. Was trying to bait for the super, but Radune with the strategical to delay. And then the splash kick. Radune is running out of life though. I was about to say, would Radune ever consider YRC instead of other super fancy methods? And for now, the answer is no, not today, but perhaps maybe in a later game.
Duel 1.
Small hits are buffed. Ooh, able to dodge all of those 2D, DP, all of that whips. Prompting Radune to press the big burst button. Leif does the same. Towards the corner. This is what we call in the industry the momentum bursting. It's definitely paying off. Get a safe jump, and however, I think, yeah, I've heard rumors about how difficult that Bridget safe jump is to manage against 9-framers. Desperately trying to look for a real estate. That's where we find it. DP, perfect timing of the Starship, able to once again tag the Berserker slash from behind, and even gets a really nice anti-air with the S buttons. Ooh, that was a very late too heavy, but there is, I mean, there is no such thing as very late. There's always perfectly on time for anti-airs. Either you get it or you don't. Like you say, stay as safe against the burst as possible. However, in the modern version of Guilty Gear Strive, it's so hard to avoid those full screen bursts. The blue burst does reach basically all creation, if you will. All right, so are they just gonna do it in increments of 6? Sorry, increments of 3. That would be kind of sick timeline if it's like Leif goes 3, Radune goes 3, Leif goes 6, Radune goes 6, and then we get the decider. My script writers have been cooking here. Alright, still able to get the super out. Hard knockdown. Going to the safe jump again. No, not a safe jump this time. So I guess playing instead of very spaced too heavy, sorry, too S. In case Radune was willing to unleash that reversal DP. Yeah, keeping up the control perfectly. I can definitely see why Leif was more comfortable considering this matchup as Bridget than Sin. It feels like Leif has definitely been playing this matchup before. Maybe even on Bounty Hunters, maybe I just forgot what games Leif has, what matchup Leif has played so far. 100 meter, how do we finish it? I guess without a super this time. I mean, it's two bars of super for the next screen, and then tension build penalty as well. Another one? Nope. Oh, Radune finds the hit. This could be a comeback. Radune is completely loaded on the meter as well. That's actually gonna be a kill. Damn. Leif just didn't quite get to use like a lot of those resources that he was able to stack up. Into a throw, bravely, in the Season 1 manner. No longer invulnerable against DPs. Or sorry, not invulnerable, but no longer able to beat DPs, rather, was what I wanted to say. Into the overhead. No escaping that. And a nicely placed 2S gets the counter poke that 2D Abare from Radune Leo. And what's the safest play? Backdash. Oh, the backdash was definitely not safe because Radune had the 2D loaded up. 2 heavy counter hits. Is that a kill? No way, right? Yeah. I think Radune purposely dropped it in front of the screen because if you break here, I mean, I guess breaking here would be okay as well. But Leif goes to that 6 points. All right, 3-3-3. Now, players, you know what to do. Big counter hit, and Radune does not have the burst to get out of this. This is going to be a massive corner carry and a decent amount of damage in Bridget's scale. 2D, definitely a button that can call out those command grabs. For it does put Leo technically airborne as far as I know. Misses the meat. He tries to fix it with a backdash. However, was probably still in the backdash recovery when that DP hit. And now, yeah, into RC and the super. Yes, indeed, gets it all the way to the corner of the stage. Radune. I swear, I'm gonna freaking scream if Radune actually gets a straight 3 wins here. These players are literally pulling my leg. With the back turn stance, get back onto the ground. Missing that back turn S is big though if your opponent is airborne. Has a good hitbox, but it does have some recovery to account for it. Once again, both players just completely negating each other's command grabs. With that, this time tries to follow it. Oh, here goes the super. Radune has a burst, but no way out of this punish. Leif is trying to be extremely careful, trying to bait it, but perhaps Radune Leo has chosen that we're not gonna burst this round. Yeah, instead just go big or go home. Swing that DP. Check if they're respecting. Check if they're, you know, thinking about the burst only. There we go, the new turbulence sends the opponent so far away, allowing you to semi-safely go into your back turn stance from, you know, from relevant block strings. Unless the opponent is like complete Gosu like Deknud was like a couple of weeks ago and was just basically throwing every one of those turbulence cancels, because the turbulence does move you forward slightly. Gotta be really careful here. This is technically set point for life, and Radune does not have a lot of life to spend. Aborts into the FD break or the whatever break. Do or die for Radune, goes for the hard read. 2D, oh my god, what's happening? This is the kill, right? Yes, Radune Leo does persist. Fights on for another day. I literally thought the moment when Leif jumped that command grab, I thought it was over. I thought it was just like, yeah. Cut to the credits. We're done here. But no, Radune Leo staying in the game. With the yo-yo coming back for a little bit of a kiss from behind. Oh, no fear. Push forward. Jump slash. Smack them out of the sky. Now this is a rather expensive attempt for Leif to try to stop or control the momentum there with the super. But I mean, as long as the life total is relatively even, it's fine, right? Didn't quite get the cancel to the super. The wall break with a 6 heavy, the butt instead. Dangerous whip there. We have 100, but wait a second. Bridget doesn't have a reversal super, does she? Is loop the loop is not inable, right? Or am I silly? I'm pretty sure it's not, right? So it's a balancing feature for like zoning type of archetype, so that, you know, you already have a DP, so giving them an invulnerable reversal super would kind of be nutty. Because that still has its usages when you have 100 meter. For example, in situations like this, I mean, you have other ways to take the neutral back, such as send Roger for the job, send Roger to assassinate them. Go! No assassination, no assassinations were successful here. Radune Leo once again in a pinch. However, you thought Radune was in a pinch, but in fact, he's in his most powerful mode. When I'm at 1 hit point, I become more powerful than you could have ever imagined! An anti-airs with a 2D! Are you freaking kidding me? Avoiding the bullets left, right, and center. Dodging the command grab with a 2D as well, as you do. And then, able to actually transition into the back turn D from the missed turbulence. Yeah, Leif has to go for the burst as soon as possible. Put them on the ground, make them block that low air tight. Finds a hit with the jump D. But then what? Radune is getting very close to that 100 meter. Reversal super could be a thing. Here it comes, Leif. Yeah. trading the positive, or sorry, the negative penalty warning for just not having to deal with the mix-up. Oh, the Berserker Slash! Able to sneak to the other side! And that's a trade in Radune's favor, right? Yes, indeed. No way. No way this script writes itself. No way Radune gets another point. No way. I fucking wrote this script. In my dreams. I mean, how could you not like be scared when this guy who knows no fear whatsoever is just coming at you with one of the most dangerous characters in Guilty Gear Strive? It must be so intimidating. You're just gonna hold your cool and try to play it as you know, as precise as possible, which is what Leif is technically doing here. Has been able to draw most of the universal resources out of Leo. Yeah, once again, well-placed spacing on the 2S. I think 2S does have enough disjoint to bait an SDP, S flash kick from Leo, right? All right. Hold it. Hold it, chat. We might be getting it. 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. The dream. 2. Yeah, dash forward. Here we go in the back turn stance again. Will we be able to get the throw? No, not this time. It's like, did either player land a single command grab this set? I don't think so. I think it's a security threat. It's a literal. Wait, was that 7 already? No way. Did I miscount? 6-6? No, that's 6. I was pretty sure it's 6-2. We literally have the nuttiest storyline. Leif opens it up. Leif opens it up with 3. Radune comes back with 3. Situation is 3-3. Leif gets 3 in a row. Situation is 6-3. Then Radune takes 6 in a row, and it's 6-6. 6-6. I think this is one of those cases where Leif is just taking a breather here, trying to, gather himself. This is the most important point of the set after all. Breathing techniques. Shout out to breathing techniques. If you've never used a breathing technique, if you've never used an icing technique on your opponent, if you've never used if you never sort of whatchamacallit, utilized your right to take a breather in a tournament setting, in a competitive setting, then I am so sorry for you, for that shit is absolutely powerful. And now I'm gonna put all in. I'm gonna put all of my money on Leif because they took the moment and breathed and took a breather. I think Leif has this in the back, right? Right? Or unless Radune Leo goes for the classic handshake. It's at the start of the set, in the middle of the set, and then at the end of the set. Great anti-airing once again. Radune Leo does not have the burst here, so every one of these hits is gonna hurt like hell. Give it as airtight as possible. Tries to go for the pressure reset for another mix-up. That time flash kick was there, and now there's a forward slash. Oh my goodness. Sees through the deception of trying to set the yo-yo in a precarious position. Even if this doesn't land, this is plus frames. Ooh, but maybe not plus enough to get into the striking distance with Leo. Ooh, that's great. That's definitely one way of disallowing Leo from getting the turbulence back turn stance, is to either throw the turbulence cancel or DP the turbulence cancel. Or I mean, you could be a Bridget as well and just strike at him after it goes back to like the far range neutral position with the back turn. But now Leif on his way to full 100. is gonna be able to build to another 50 tension during this positive bonus. Radune does not have the full burst. And the 50 meter, that's a big counter hit! Uses the burst immediately. This is it. Do or die. Radune is gonna burst into nothing! Leif, the perfect choice there at the end. The nerves, the everything. The breather is good. And we have the set win after the decisive exit to lobby. And QK wins $10,000. All in, baby. The breather always wins. Well, that was a that was a week. And you can't even play the meme on me at this point when we're at the end of the week, at the end of Sunday. After casting like a couple of, I actually casted three different events this week: the Salty Exert, the Vortex Gallery Exert, and now Bounty Hunters. So it's been what a week, huh? What a week, huh, guys? And then the Bounty Hunters, always you guys have to bring in such entertaining games. I don't get it. Why do you have to do this to me? This is why I'm hosting this shit. This is the best shit ever. All right, it's past 9 p.m. or sorry, 8 p.m. CET if we're looking the so the universal time zones. Let's see where we could perhaps send you guys to. There is Untitled Unmatched as at least going on at the moment. What else? The French people have an event going on at the moment as well, some sort of. Then there is also the gender cross-up as per usual. Let's do a right on a gender cross-up. It's been a while again. All right, but I am tired. I'm tired, chat room. So thank you so much for once again participating in the event. Thank you everybody for playing, thank you everybody for watching, and thank you also for cheering for the players in the crowd. It's been an honor. We see you again in 1 week's time. Same time, 5 p.m. CET next Sunday. If you want to sign up, you know where to find me. Or, you know, all the necessary stuff. Join Discord, sign up forms there, yada yada. All right, I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evenings, and we'll see you again next Sunday. Bye bye.